I'm sure you've heard of great past championship battles like the Thriller in Manila or the Rumble in the Jungle. Well, tonight we have two teams trying to win a region title. Mobile Christian is looking to remain undefeated and lock down the #1 seed in the region, while Williamson is seeking to capture their first region championship in 13 years. You better buckle up your chin strap, because it's about to go down tonight. We will crown the 4A Region 1 champ for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Al Wheaton, joined by Corey LeBounty. On the sidelines, we have Mike Herndon. Corey, somebody's going home a region champion tonight.
Lions versus Leopards for the region crown. Does not get any better than this exciting Thursday night of action here at Lad Peoples Stadium. And you're looking at a situation to where both of these teams are trying to win a title in which Williamson has not been region champion since 2007. Mobile Christian has not been region champion since 2018. And Mobile Christian moved up a classification this year. So they're trying to go ahead and establish a title run tonight.
That is 13 years between region titles for the Lions if they can win tonight. And for Mobile Christian, Corey, they were in the state 3A championship game last year. You were doing the radio announcing.
Yeah, it's a situation to where when you have a lot of returning players for the Mobile Christian Leopards, it's a situation to where you have to take care of business first. And how does that start? It starts with this region championship, moving up a classification to 4A. Now, with that being said, Al, they're going to have to battle tonight against a very, very tough Williamson Lion team.
All right, Corey, let's get to your checklist and see what both of these teams need to do tonight to become region champions.
Well, it starts off for the Williamson Lions. You're talking about penalty pride. 1 week ago, they had almost 200 yards worth of penalties, so they want to make sure that those yellow flags do not hit the turf tonight against them. They need to start strong. Last week they jumped out on Viger 8-0. They just didn't finish strong, but tonight against this Mobile Christian team, it's going to be imperative that they get off to a strong start, and they must stay healthy. That's going to be a factor in a couple of weeks with them having a playoff game with this 25-man roster that Williamson does have, staying healthy. For Mobile Christian, they must have great special teams play. What do I mean by that? If Williamson pins them deep, they can flip the field with the great kicking game, and the extra points are going to be critical also. They have to stay ahead of the sticks down and distance-wise, and they must have four-quarter focus. 1 week ago, they struggled against Jackson, let Jackson get that late lead until they surged out and ultimately got the win, but they have to have that four-quarter focus in order to get the win here tonight against Williamson.
All right, Corey, we're going to see if these teams will do what they have to do to get that win. Let's take it down to the sidelines. Mike Herndon's on hand. Mike, we've got a region championship up for grabs. What's the feel like down there on the sidelines?
Well, last week we had jackets and we had a stiff breeze down here, and tonight, shirt sleeves, no breeze whatsoever. A beautiful night for football.
All right, Mike, we'll appreciate that. We'll be checking back with him later on during the broadcast. All right, don't move. We're going to take a quick break and come back with the kickoff. It will be Mobile Christian receiving the ball as Williamson won the toss and they declined to the second half. You're watching a special Thursday night edition of the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. We welcome you back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. We're moments away from kickoff tonight. It is a big contest. Mobile Christian versus Williamson. And Corey, this is one we had circled on the calendar. Mobile Christian comes in undefeated and undefeated in region play as well.
Yeah, it's a situation to where, again, Mobile Christian moves up an entire classification up to 4A. Williamson's been comfortable at 4A, but when you start looking on those sidelines and you have a 24-man roster entering tonight's contest, it'll be very interesting to see when fatigue hits the Williamson Lions because,
Correct.
Al, you and I have been talking this entire week. They're playing their third football game in 11 days.
That's right.
That's a lot of football for this short roster that Williamson has. But Coach Sumter's done an outstanding job coaching his teams up and will continue to do so here tonight.
Ryan Kidd will be handling the kickoff duties for the Lions tonight. He does a lot, defensive end, nose guard. He kind of missed to do it all for them. Back to receive from Mobile Christian. You have Devin Harris and Toller Kegley. He'll be setting up about the 20-yard line as we are moments away from, as my buddy Corley Bounty says it, toe meeting leather here at the legendary Ladd Peoples Stadium. Kidd does get the kickoff. Devin Harris feels it, but Corey, just like last week against Williamson and Viger, we have a flag on the play.
Unfortunate that penalty starts to begin the game. Again, we mentioned 1 week ago Williamson had over 150 penalty yards.
Right.
And that's something that you don't want to start the game on special teams with another penalty flag that backs up Ryan Kidd. Now, Ryan Kidd's a big 260-pound fella, and when toe hits leather with him, he definitely kicks all the grease out of the pigskin. But you know, you don't want to give Mobile Christian any advantage early.
So Kidd is going to boom this one from the 35 now. Kegley and Harris scoot up a couple yards, and it looks like we're possibly going to be underway. Harris is going to field this at about the 28-yard line coming up the middle. He's got a lot of room, Corey. He's on the run. And they're going to tackle him just past the midfield stripe in Williamson Lions territory as the Mobile Christian offense comes on the field. We'll take a look at their offensive lineup in a matter of moments. Get our first look at Johnny Schmidt, quarterback for the Leopards. They come in undefeated tonight. Both of these teams pretty much could win the region if they can capture a win tonight. So first down and 10 for Mobile Christian at the Williamson 46-yard line.
And we'll see if Williamson's defense goes ahead and bowls up quickly. This 3-4 defense led by defensive coordinator Antonio Coleman.
Mobile Christian keeping that ball on the ground, and Corey, on the ground we see some more laundry on the field. Flag on the play.
Zavago McNeil got that initial carry, the 6'1", 220-pound senior. But again, another penalty flag, our second in 3 possessions to start this contest.
Referee Rick Johnson going to give us the call here, see if his mic is working. So a false start there against Mobile Christian will push them back 5 yards to their own 49-yard line. Take a look at the Mobile Christian starting lineup. Quarterback for the Leopards is junior Johnny Schmidt. He's a 56% passer with 10 touchdowns and 1 interception on the year. Look for him to throw it to East Carolina commit Toller Kegley. Kegley has 5 touchdowns and averages 14 yards a catch. Also, Deontay Lawson plays offense. He has 6 rushing touchdowns, but tonight he's coming out of the slot as well. And I want to give a big shout out to the Leopards offensive line, Cora. We talked about this offline today. They're all seniors. They have not given up 1 sack the entire year. They average 227 pounds. This is the first. We've never featured the offensive line in a starting lineup.
And they're all seniors as well. That
Huge.
First pass completed to Deontay Lawson. That's going to be his 7th reception of the season, and he gets positive yardage for the Leopards on first down.
Handoff looks like to McNeil as he maybe can get a couple there, maybe about a yard. It'll be 3rd and long coming up for the Leopards.
Good stop right there by the Williamson Lions entire staff. And you look at them going tempo, Mobile Christian that is, early in the contest to try to wear this Williamson Lion defense down.
Schmitz looking to the sideline trying to get the call from offensive coordinator Clint Mitchell. 3rd and 6, Leopards passing. And he overthrows, looks like Kegley there. Sorry, not Kegley on that one, Corey. Ben Brewer.
The intended receiver, the 5'8", 152-pound sophomore. And you have to look at the situation to where do you want to flip the field if you're Mobile Christian, go ahead and punt it and pin Williamson deep, or do you want to go ahead and take this ball at the Williamson Lion 43 and run it down their throat? But
they're going to be punting. Nathan Rubeck out to punt. He averages 34 yards, and he's placed 3 this season inside of the 20-yard line. So he has a nice leg on him.
Rubeck, 6 foot, 179-pound junior.
And it's a fake. The fake is on. He was trying to get it to Deontay Lawson. So a little trickeration from special team coach Stephen Walker, and they could not capitalize. So it is a ball over on downs. Williamson's going to have great field position coming up, Corey. Just overthrows Lawson there.
Just a tad bit high, and it's one that you know he would love to have back. But great defensive stand by the Williamson Lions to start it off. They're going to take over at their own 43-yard line, and they're doing so, that last defensive stand, without Robert Woodyard, and that's huge as well.
Yeah, notice Woodyard is a late scratch. They were trying to get healthy for this ball game. We noticed he was injured last week during the Vigo game, came back in the second half and did a little running Jacoby Shaw with that run, but unfortunately Woodyard out tonight. So we'll have to make some adjustments on our offensive starting lineup. Junior quarterback Daniel Miller, he's a 67% passer. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards with 11 touchdowns in the air, 4 on the ground. The Lions' ground game comes from Jacoby Shaw. You just saw that. He's rushed for almost 900 yards. Miller will be trying to connect with Jay Allen Gray to snag passes. He has 3 touchdowns on the season. And replacing Woodyard, coming back from injury, is Jeremiah Owen, so he'll be playing tonight. The offensive line for Williamson averages 267 pounds as they block for Jacoby Shaw, and he picks up a first down, I believe, Corey. He's close to the yard marker.
Great job of getting the push up front by this Williamson Lion offensive line, and they pick up the first down. As you're looking at Shaw, Shaw is a very small back at 5'6", 135, but he's very quick, and this defensive team from Mobile Christian is led by Gus Smith, and make sure I give a shout out to his grandmother, Augusta Hopkins, who taught him everything he knows about football. She's tuned in Orange Beach, but Gus Smith has his hands full against this Williamson Lion explosive offense.
First down for the Lions. And he has brought down and tackled Deontay Lawson in on that tackle. Let's take a look at that Mobile Christian defense. They play out of a 4-3 with senior outside linebacker Deontay Lawson leading the team in tackles. Helping him out has to be the best-kept secret in town, Corey. Freshman defensive tackle Sterling Dixon. Dixon leads the team with 6 sacks and 18 tackles for loss on the edge. Junior cornerback Jaden Lawson will patrol for picks. He leads the team with 2, and this Leopards defense is a stingy one, allowing only 8.9 points a game with 14 takeaways on the year. The line is built for speed. They only average 216 pounds across the front. Miller passes that one and does get it connected. Looks like Jarius Cross on the catch there gets them back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Cross
looking like 3rd and long for Williamson.
6'1", 205-pound sophomore. 3rd down and 11 yards to go now for the Williamson Lions. And that one penalty or the fumble really hurt them from down and distance-wise.
Fortunate for them to grab that ball back and land on top of it. Miller goes to Cross once again. Incomplete. As the official says, incomplete, so it'll be 4th down for Williamson.
And I want to go back to that fake punt attempt by Mobile Christian. You mentioned their special teams coach, but when you and I interviewed Coach Gotw, he said he loves sitting in on those special teams meetings as well. And it was just, on the fake punt, it was just a little bit too high, but in that situation, even the wide receiver Cross would have caught the football. He would not have had enough for the first down, and now they're going to leave it to Ryan Kidd here to try to flip the field for the Williamson Lions. So stalemates on offense for both of these teams coming out early.
Devin Harris back to receive for Mobile Christian, setting up at his own 20-yard line. First punt for Kidd tonight, low snap, but he gets it off. Line drive going away from Harris, but he scoops it at the 18. Cuts back to the far side. They've got a wall set up for him, Corey. And he's tackled just past the midfield stripe. Another great opportunity, great field position coming up from Mobile Christian once again. Looks like they're going to start in Lions territory at about the 48, 49-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get any type of offensive rhythm. It was a great return, though. Good kick by Kidd.
Yeah, not enough hang time.
Once he found that wall on that right side, you're taught to run to the numbers, and that's exactly where all his blockers went. Offensive coordinator Clint Mitchell leads this 7-0 Mobile Christian offense. They average 28.3 points per game, and we'll see if they can get into any type of offensive rhythm here, their second possession of the contest.
Kegley comes into motion right here in front of us. 3 receivers on the bottom. And we have a stoppage in play. We have a flag on the play. Let's see what Rick Johnson has to say first.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5 yards. Replay 1.
Surprise there, Corey. Second false start for Mobile Christian. Very uncharacteristic for the Leopards. They only average about 4 penalties a ball game. They've had 2 already.
A little antsy so far, but you just have to settle down and get those nerves out of your system. Now you're putting yourself in a tough down and distance situation to where first down and 15 yards to go from the 45-yard line.
Hand off to Zhivago McNeil. He's got some room. Corey, it looks like he may be off to the races, and that is going to be a 55-yard touchdown for Zhivago McNeil, and Mobile Christian is on the board.
His second rushing touchdown of the season, but he almost goes untouched, does McNeil Jr., the 6'1", 220-pound senior. That puts him over 200 rushing yards on the season. His 30th rush in the attempt of the season leads to a 55-yard touchdown, and Mobile Christian found that offensive rhythm off of that huge run off the right side.
On for the extra point, Jackson Chandler. He's perfect on the season, 23 for 23. We'll make it 24-24. Mobile Christian on top, 7-0 over Williamson. Our first scoring of the ball game has occurred. I'm sure we have more. Stick around. You're watching the McPss High School Football Game of the Week.
I believe my child's school is probably one of the best ones I could have picked in Mobile. She's in the PACE program. The teachers are phenomenal. The principal, couldn't ask for a better principal. The research that I had done myself, I believe the quality of education in Mobile County Public School System is excellent. For me and my child, I'm gonna stick with the public school system. I think it's the way to go.
Welcome back to the McPss High School Football Game of the Week, a special Thursday night edition. Al Wheaton, Corley Bounty, on the sidelines, Mike Herndon, and our statistician, China Powell, hanging out with you at the legendary Lab People Stadium. Corey, someone's going to be a region champion tonight, and looks like Mobile Christian trying early, up 7-0. 55-yard run by Zhivago McNeil.
Yeah, that first offensive possession didn't look too good for the Leopards, and neither did that first possession of that touchdown run because you got backed up 5 yards.
Yeah.
It just padded the stats of McNeil Jr. as he scores and takes it to the house.
Chandler kicks that one off. Taken by J. Allen Gray. Gray gets it up to about the 35-yard line. Corey, let's talk about some impact players. Who do you have tonight as impact players?
Well, when you start looking at the Williamson Lions, you have to go with their punter, their defensive tackle, as well as their running back. He's an athlete, Ryan Kidd, as well as J. Allen Gray. You just saw him return that kickoff.
Right.
We saw him catch a touchdown last week against Viger, so he's going to play both sides of the football. But Deontay Lawson, it's a young man who is verbally committed to the University of Alabama along with quarterback Johnny Schmitz. And it's going to be up to Smith's leadership and Lawson's versatility to continue to help these Leopards make a push not only into the playoffs,
Right.
but maybe towards the state championship as well.
And missing their workhorse, Robert Woodyard tonight. Ryan Kidd stepping up. As you can see, Daniel Miller takes that one, quarterback keeper up the middle. We saw a lot of Ryan Kidd last week, but I think they're going to have to rely on him a lot tonight, Corey, to really try to secure this win.
They are Latrell Lett on the stop for the Mobile Christian Leopards and picks up a couple. That's positive yardage, but you're not going to be able to go ahead and grind this Mobile Christian team out at 2 yards apiece. You're going to have to try to get 3 to 4 yards on first down, but positive yardage nonetheless for Williamson. bringing up 2nd down and 8 from their own 37.
Jacoby Shaw in the backfield with Daniel Miller. They hand it off to Shaw, and he is met at the line by a group of Leopards, Corey. That's going to be no gain.
The first Leopard that I saw in the hole was Sterling Dixon.
Yep.
The defensive tackle at 6'2", 171 pounds. Just a freshman, folks. Number 9 on your television screen tonight, along with Deontay Lawson, makes a great tandem for defensive coordinator Gus Smith, and they're only giving up 8.9 points per game on the season.
Right. 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Leopards. Empty set. Quad receivers at the top. Expecting a pass as they get it out and overthrows. I believe that's Jacoby Shaw, Corey. We know Shaw's not the tallest guy on the field. And Miller's down, I believe.
Big
double
lineman.
check. No, that's not. That's a lineman, yeah. Looks like number 50, I believe, Kenneth Sewell. And he's writhing in pain as the trainers take a look at him.
And they can ill afford to have any injuries.
While we have a break, let's take a look at what's up for stake tonight. Corey, 4A contenders. So we know Mobile Christian, Williamson currently sitting in 1st and 2nd place. So here's what's going on. Williamson lost to Viger last week. That's their first region loss. Williamson beat Jackson. Jackson beat Viger. So if Williamson can win tonight, that'll help out. Williamson be number 1. Mobile Christian be number 2, and then Jackson and Viger, what happens tomorrow, Jackson probably will end up with 3 since they beat Viger. Well, if Williamson loses, they're 4-2. If Jackson wins and Viger wins, they're all 4-2. You got a 3-way tie for 2nd. Then you go to your tiebreakers. We were talking about it earlier. Possibly Williamson could go to 3rd place because even Viger beat them, but Viger has a forfeit win against Blount, which is a 6A team, and Williamson beat LaFleur, and they beat Charles Henderson, 5A teams. We were talking about the classifications larger. So Williamson could possibly go from a 1 to a 3 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing when you start looking at where you can go. And you ultimately, in that first round, you want to be in the comfy confines of your own home stadium.
Get your home game, yeah.
And you don't like to travel on the road if you can all but help it because you want that routine to remain the same. But, you know, it's a situation Coach Sumter's done an outstanding job just getting this Williamson Lions program to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Week or year in and year out these last 4 years.
Yeah, they've made the playoffs the last 4 years. His first 5 years here at the school, they had a losing record, but they've had a winning record the past 4 years, made the playoffs, and now have a chance to play for the region title. Speaking of region title, Coach Cottrell said this move up to 4A, Corey, he told us, you know, he's surprised they're playing for a title. He's happy. Their goal was just to make the playoffs, and they're undefeated and have a chance to actually win the title. So, he's quite impressed with that as Sewell is being helped off of the field. It's going to be 4th and 8 coming up with Devin Harris sitting up at his own 35-yard line. And, Corey, we've called this name a lot tonight already. Ryan Kidd is back on the field punting again.
Yeah, it's a situation to where you're trying to replace now your left guard who weighs 250 pounds and is a plugger for you. And, you know, he does not play both ways for the Williamson Lions, but let's see if Kidd can flip the field here or Mobile Christian gets great real estate on the return.
Kidd gets the punt off. Nice punt. Good hang time on that one. Harris at the 27-yard line, and the Lions are going to wrap him up, but there's a flag. What's that, about the 35 has come out. Let's see what the call is going to be from Rick Johnson.
Williamson did a great job in pursuit on that punt of getting down the field to where when that punt was fielded, there was nothing but black and gold jerseys surrounding the returner.
So we got a block in the back going against Mobile Christian. That's their 3rd penalty of the ball game, and we're 5:45 into the first quarter. That's going to push them back.
During the return, block in the back. On the return team. 10 yards, end of the kick, first down.
So that's what Rick Johnson sounds like at Ladd Stadium. Corey, just a little slight feedback there, huh?
Just a little bit there. Now you're looking at Mobile Christian. They coming off a 55-yard touchdown run by Zavago McNeil Jr., and we'll see if they continue to try to ground it out and go tempo to wear this Williamson Lion defense out.
Low snap. Schmitz drops it, and Corey, that's the first sack of the season that offensive line has allowed, and it comes against the Williamson Lions here.
Great pressure by the Williamson Lions defensive line and getting into that backfield. It just goes to show they were quick off of the football, and they knew what that snap count was. As you're looking at that, just absolutely blows up the right tackle or right guard. Doesn't even give them an opportunity to attempt to block. And
Ball
the
on
fumble
the
snap
6.
didn't help either.
Did not. Ball on the 6-yard line. Mobile Christian backed up. They were just going to give that one to, looks like Deontay Lawson, I believe. The jersey combination tonight is a bit difficult here at the top of Ladd. I'm sorry, that was McNeil, looked like, Corey.
It is McNeil Jr. on the carry, but you almost have to spot the ball carrier before the play has even started. And it looks like McNeil Jr. will be back in the backfield again.
That's an interesting away uniform with the future ones they have on there, Corey.
It is. It's the ones they wore in the state championship game
Correct.
A year ago.
3rd and 13 coming up. Schmitz trying to unload it. He's just going to run out the pocket. He does have some room, but he's met at the 17-yard line, and he will not get a first down.
Good job of the Williamson Lions staying home. Tyreek Gaines, the 5'11", 235-pound sophomore linebacker, makes his 45th solo tackle, but now it will be up for Mobile Christian's Rubik to try to flip the field for the Leopards, and that's one of the key factors. And we saw the fake earlier that went awry, and Coach Gotw has been known earlier in the season to fake in his own territory, but I don't think you'll see a second one this early in the game.
Jacoby Shaw back to retrieve this punt. Nice punt right there by Nathan Rubik. Nice backspin, but you don't want to do that. That's for golf, not for football. It goes backwards. That's going to benefit Williamson, and they are in Mobile Christian territory. Got to thank the folks at Firehouse Subs for enjoying more subs and saving more lives. I want to thank them for providing the eats for us tonight. Thanks to Jim and Susie Sherman at the Greenlight Road location. Stop by Firehouse Subs and get some subs and also help out others at the same time. Also, Future Ones. Yeah, we talked about Mobile Christian Uniform. They're Future Ones. Need uniforms for your teams? You can get team apparel and equipment. Wear the future with Future Ones.
And one of the co-founders of Future Ones is the defensive coordinator for the Leopards, Gus Smith.
Had a chance to meet him tonight, Corey. Personally thanked him for everything he's done for us past couple years. Miller hauling off and getting that one out. I believe that's Jacoby Shaw. He hauls that one in. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's a 6 or a 5, Corey.
Jeremiah Owens.
Yeah, Jeremiah Owens. That's a 5, yeah, with the wrinkles there. We talked about Owens coming back from injury, so a nice catch by Owens. And Williamson is in the red zone after one play. Ball at the 20-yard line.
5'8", 155-pound sophomore with a huge catch for the Lions in that situation, and that'll do wonders for the confidence of junior quarterback Daniel Miller for the Williamson Lions.
Empty set from Miller. That pass incomplete.
And one of the things that you really have to take a look at for this Mobile Christian Leopards secondary is Jason Brooks is not in the game at this point in time for the Leopards, and that could be attributed to why Owens was able to make that catch. Anytime you start making changes in the secondary, it makes a huge difference. Brooks got injured in the state championship game, and Piedmont was able to take advantage of that and had a couple long passes, but we'll see if Brooks is in action here in the second half.
Kegley filling in for Brooks right there. Pass right across the middle to Jay Allen Gray. That is a 20-yard touchdown, and Williamson on the board.
Jay Allen Gray with the reception, his 4th receiving touchdown of the game, and you see why he's mentioned as one of the impact players. You look at the confidence, though. Miller absolutely throws a laser beam to Jay Allen Gray, the 5'11", 175-pound senior. All he has to do is catch that, and Miller does a great job of putting that football on the money now.
Williamson calls timeout, Corey.
The confidence, though, that Miller got on that last throw that was done, I'm going to go back and piggyback off of what I said earlier. Jason Brooks making that difference. Jason Brooks is a young man who is verbally committed to South Alabama.
Right.
So that'll let you know the type of potential that he has in the secondary. And when you have to start making those changes and transitions, it's a little bit different for Mobile Christian.
Yeah, you're right about that. Brooks is out for the first half, and Toller Kegley is going to be taking his place. But that previous pass before the touchdown went incomplete to Nathaniel Richardson. They come right back with the slant right on the other side, and they catch J. Allen Gray for a 20-yard completion. Corey, that was a bullet that Miller threw.
Yeah, and that's their go-to. J. Allen Gray is the main wide receiver for the Williamson Lions, and that's a 2-play, 44-yard touchdown scoring drive, and now they're not going to kick the point after. It looks like they're going to go ahead and go for 2.
Yep. Williamson scored 1 touchdown last week, and they did convert on the 2-point conversion. Miller rolling out, trying to go opposite, swing him one way, throw it the other one. 2 flags come in on that. One of the back judges threw one, and I believe Rick Johnson threw one, Corey.
Yeah, it's going to be some type of pass interference for sure. I'm not quite sure what that other one's going to be.
See what the call is here from our referee, Rick Johnson.
Two flags on the play. Have holding on the offense. Have penalties declined. We have ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. That penalties declined. Try was no good.
All right, try's no good. It's 7-6. Let's take it down to the sidelines, check in with Mike Herndon. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, I'm here with April Bell Bush. She's a science teacher at Williamson High School and the Title I facilitator. Ms. Bush, tell us a little bit about the kids transitioning. We've got them back in the classrooms now after starting remotely. How's that going at Williamson?
Oh my God, it is actually going excellent. We actually expected more students than we actually have, but we're pleased with our transition each week. When they come in every week, we held an orientation, kind of like a bridges program that we usually have during the summer. We did it for every group when they came in, and we did it virtually. The kids that were in class, they watched through the LCD projectors in the teachers' classrooms or their laptops. And we also let the ones online view it as well. But it's been a very smooth transition. Our nurses, Dr. Mcpss and Nurse Eaton, have really played a big role in this transition and making sure we're safe. Everywhere you look, they're there, not only for the kids, but for us as well.
That's awesome. And I understand for the kids that are still choosing to learn remotely that you've got a special program to help them as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
We do. We have what's called a remote help class, and it's offered Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's from 4 to 6 o'clock, and the kids can sign on to any class that they need. We have ACT, we have tutoring in all core subjects, and then we have help for the parents, just in case they are wondering how to navigate through Schoology. We have a class just for parents to do that. We're also offering credit recovery that way, and we have teachers that stay online from 4 to 6 o'clock. As a matter of fact, I was late getting to the game tonight because I had a student that needed to learn how to do some work, so I explained something that I don't teach, but we figured it out together, so we were able to do that. And then she just wanted to talk about life for an hour and a half, so it's turning out to be more of a mentoring / tutoring program, and we're really pleased about that. I wasn't sure about it, but I'm so excited about it now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. First carry of this series right here is Javago Bush. Corey, no gain on, I'm sorry, not Javago Bush, Javago McNeil, no gain on the play.
Warren Hawkins, the defensive end, 6 foot, 215-pound senior on the stop, and Mobile Christian has an injury on the play, so he will be tended to out on the field, and it's going to be one of those big offensive linemen. It's going to be the center, Connor Stewart, who's 5'7", 185-pound senior, and the backup center for the Leopards is possibly Bo Cagle. Bo Cagle, 6 foot, 231-pound 8th grader. It'll be interesting to see if Cagle is put into the contest or whether they slide over one of those other experienced linemen, but you like to see Connor Stewart up and running off the field there.
So it looks like Mobile Christian come back on the field. We heard Miss April Bell Bush talking about the remote learning and helping out the kids. Coach Gotw told us this season has been something else, Corey, like none other. He found himself being a mentor, talking to the kids, because a lot of things is going on with COVID and hurricanes and all kind of stuff. So teachers and coaches doing a lot outside of the classroom this particular year in 2020. 2nd and 10 coming up here. And that pass is blocked. Not a lateral. It was going forward. So Schmidt's pass is batted down. Leave Derek. I'm sorry, not Derek. What was that?
You look at the replay, and that was a great job by this Williamson Lion defense.
Darian Pogue on that block there, Corey.
Batting it down, and
yeah,
that's exactly what you would like to see.
3rd and 10 coming up here for Mobile Christian. Schmidt's looking to throw. He's got a guy downfield and cannot connect. That's going to be 4th down as he tried to get that one out to Toller Kegley. I thought the Kegley part was going to mess me up, Corey, but the Toller's been getting me all night. His first name has.
But it's a situation to where if you're Williamson, you're coming off of a score, and then you're able to get a stop. So I know Antonio Coleman, the defensive coordinator, has to be extremely happy.
Jacoby Shaw going to set up at his own 40-yard line. We'll get another look at Nathan Rubick. Said he averages 34 yards a punt. His first 2 have been pretty good so far tonight. Kind of lays into that one. Right about the midfield stripe. Shaw's just going to let it go out of bounds. Very smart move by that young man right there.
But outstanding field position the Williamson Lions are going to get, and they really had confidence going. Miller passing game really extended itself there on the last drive as he was able to complete 2 or 3 passes. And we'll see if Miller continues to throw the football around, because his offensive coordinator is his head coach, Dedrick Sumter. And the Williamson Lions come in averaging 17.1 points per game, and they're looking to go ahead and keep that offense on track the way it was on this last drive.
1st and 10 at the 43 for Williamson. They're continuing with this formation, 4 receivers to the top. I thought he caught it, Corey, but that pass is incomplete. He did drop it.
Leopards.
Richardson on that incompletion there as he drops it. So 2nd down and 10 for Williamson coming up.
You know, it's a situation with the Leopards. They don't want anything to get behind them, especially at this position in the field. You're looking at the Williamson Lions having the ball at their own 43-yard line, but Miller needs all the completions he can get from a confidence standpoint to continue to help him.
I thought that pass was going across, Corey, but it ended up like it was almost going to Owens there, I believe.
It was intended for Jeremiah Owens.
So I don't know if Cross was in the wrong place at the wrong time or what, but Owens was trying to catch it himself.
So now you're in a 3rd down and 10 situation, and you've seen success. Look for Jacoby Shaw being released out of the backfield. He's a great pass catcher. He has great hands also, but if you're Williamson, you definitely want to have an opportunity, if you don't get the 1st down, to let Ryan Kidd punt this football away. You don't want to turn it over here in your own territory.
Here on the near side, Kegley up against J. Allen Gray, but they decide to hand it off. As they go with the run, picks up a couple yards, Jacoby Shaw. I thought Williamson had abandoned the run, Corey, but they decided to go back to it on 3rd down. I'm a little surprised at that play call there.
Well, it's a situation to where you just wanted to pick up positive yardage and, again, not turn the football over and throw an incomplete pass. You were able to get 4 yards on it. Deontay Lawson comes from his linebacker position and makes the stop. And Deontay Lawson, what a season he's having. 53 solo tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 2 forced fumbles, and that's just defensively for the Mobile Christian Leopards.
Kidd has some time, really puts his leg into that one. Going to send Devin Harris back. He's going to scoop it up at about the 7 or 8. Maybe that wasn't too wise of a choice, Corey, as the Lions pin him down at the 5-yard line. So Mobile Christian back up against their own end zone for the second series in a row.
And the pursuit on special teams by the Williamson Lions has been spectacular. They're not giving up anything. Their gunners are definitely going after it, and Ryan Kidd's really putting his foot into this football, and he's getting it in now. Again, Mobile Christian takes over deep in their own territory. They cannot afford to turn the football over. And let's look at the center situation to where Connor Stewart is back in the football game for the Leopards at center.
Wildcat right now with Deontay Lawson taking the direct snap. Coach Gotw saying, hey, let's kind of get out of our own end zone. Let's get some breathing room. I believe he's up to about the 9 or 10. Lad's going to call it the 9, so we'll credit him with 4 yards on the carry. Sticking with the Wildcat here for the Leopards.
And they're going quick again because that could have been the last play of the quarter, but they decided to go right back to Lawson at the quarterback position.
And Lawson running to the far side past the numbers, and he has enough for a first down. I believe that will take us to the end of the quarter as soon as they make this ball ready to play.
Orrin Wilson on the stop, the 6', 205-pound sophomore from his linebacker position. But we'll see if Mobile Christian decides to go ahead and let the quarter run out or quickly get back to the line and try to run another play.
I think they're going to let it run out, Corey, and that'll let us have a break right here. 7-6, Mobile Christian on top. We'll be back with more action. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
I'm Tracy Tran, and I'm in the Healthcare and Dental Academy at Theodore High School. In the Dental Academy, I'm working alongside dental professionals getting hands-on training from those already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job makes me want to work even harder because now I know what I want to be.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. To find out more, visit mcpss.com.
Parents, you still have time to apply for free internet through service with Alabama's Broadband Connectivity for Students program. The state mailed vouchers to all MCPSS families that you can use with any provider. If you did not receive a voucher, you can call 1-888-212-4998 and they can give it to you over the phone. You can use the voucher for internet service at your home or to get a hotspot through LearnStream. Visit mcpss.com for more information on LearnStream. And again, the number for you to call to get your voucher is 888-212-4998. I'm sorry, that is LeanStream. We want to thank them for what they're doing, LeanStream. So make sure you get a hold of that. And we're getting hold of the second quarter. Corey, I love this. I love this shot right here.
And you have to know that she's a little lion, and you know who she's supporting, Ryan Kidd, of course. And I love the entire month of October. It gives these kids an opportunity to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as seen by the pink pom-poms and the pink spats and the pink socks that we saw Williamson sporting a week ago.
Mobile Christian on first down, just continuing to push that ball up the middle. Deontay Lawson in for the Leopards. And this is a formation that they've run throughout the year. They may go to this when they want to just get some ball control and just use his athletic ability. Little trickeration, Corey. We've got a end around and a pass. Back to Lawson. Clint Mitchell, offensive coordinator, getting a little tricky right there. And they pick up the first down on the end around pass.
And that's a situation where you just have to have great eye discipline. As 1, 2, 3 Mobile Christian Leopards touch the football, and you have to stay home. If you don't, they want to beat you deep. But Williamson did a good job of not letting anything get behind them. Mobile Christian was able to pick up a first down and are able to go ahead and try to not get a penalty flag here, and that's exactly what Rick Johnson's going to throw.
Prior to snap, legal substitution, 12 men on the field on the offense, 5 yards, first down.
And someone did not leave the field there, as Mobile Christian will be pushed back 5 yards. So it'll be first and 10 on the 38 right now. As they continue, looks like with the high snap on that one, and another flag comes in.
And Mobile Christian has been plagued by penalties.
Prior to the snap, have a snap infraction on the offense. 5 yards.
Here in the first
Replay
half.
first.
Yeah, quite a surprise. Coach Gotw said the Williamson defense is great. We can't afford to get behind. They've been running it a lot lately. They're strong. They have speed, so we got to keep everything in front of us. Also, the kicking game and special teams will be critical in a game like this. And I believe he's correct, as Williamson did not kick the extra point. They went for 2 and had 2 penalties. So the try was no good. Handoff to Javago McNeil as he plows ahead to about the 38-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up here for the Leopards.
And Poe on the stop for the Williamson Lions comes and makes his 22nd solo tackle of the season. He's 5'9", 175-pound sophomore. And you look at that
34-yard line, Corey.
2nd down and 14 yards to go for Mobile Christian.
And that 2nd and 14 at the 34. Schmitz looking to throw. Dumps it off to Kegley. Sorry, Kegley there as he gets back up to maybe close to the original line of scrimmage. Now it will be 3rd and long coming up here for the Leopards.
Tyreek Gaines on the stop for the Williamson Lions, but again, positive yardage.
Right.
Now you're at a 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Costly penalties early on down and distance situations for the Leopards hurt them, as the Lions are going to try to capitalize and make them put it on their foot.
Al Weed and Corley Bounty on the sidelines. Mike Herndon, our statistician, China Powell on the call tonight. That pass almost intercepted. Schmitz could not get connected with Kegley. It'll be 4th down. Corey, I'm not surprised at the back and forth here, because these are very 2 well-disciplined defensive teams. We know Mobile Christian has a great offense, but that Williamson defense can bow up and stand up when it needs to. So not surprised yet, but I am surprised at the penalties that Mobile Christian has incurred so far in the first half.
Yeah,
that is a surprise.
That is uncharacteristic, and that'll be something that Coach Contra will talk about. But on the sidelines for the Williamson Lions, Kenneth Sewell looks like he will not be seeing any more action tonight for the Williamson Lions. And again, he's the starting left guard for Williamson, so we'll see here in the second half if that makes a difference.
J. Allen Gray fields that one at about the 22, takes it up top, and just falls into the arms of Javago McNeil. How you doing, Mr. Gray? 1st and 10 for Williamson coming up at the 31.
And we'll see if this Mobile Christian defense can get and pressure Daniel Miller, because if they're not able to, we saw on that 2nd offensive drive the confidence that he got throwing the football.
October, you know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of folks wearing the pink. We know last week that Williamson really was decked out in the pink, Corey. They had like pink spats and pink tape, so we weren't able to get our pink on this month, but we hope that you are some kind of way recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month and making sure you're doing the things that you need to do.
That pass is deflected and
yeah.
caught by Jeremiah Owens.
He did, he'll haul it in, yeah.
It was, if you look at the replay, that's one of those crazy Franco Harris type plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, to where it favored the Williamson Lions. It was batted down, but batted right to the Williamson Lion defender. Boom. Right off one Mobile Christian defender into the waiting arms of Owens, who's able to pick up a 1st down for the Williamson Lions.
Johnny on the spot puts the ball at the 42-yard line. As we sit at the 9:14 mark in the 2nd quarter, coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at some other playoff contenders and different situations going on. Only 1 week of regular season football remaining in the state. Jacoby Shaw with the run as he is tagged at about the 48, 49-yard line. Nice run by Jacoby Shaw.
He tries to bounce it to the outside, and it's tackled on the play by a Leopard defender. But again, I'm going to say it, that it's a great job of the Williamson Lions being shorthanded, their leader on offense and defense, in Robert Woodyard.
Yeah, the Lions only dress out 25 tonight. I believe it's going to be 27. We'll call it 26 without Robert Woodyard. Handoff to Jacoby Shaw. Gets past the midfield stripe. don't think that's enough for the first down, and the sticks are going to move. Williamson in Mobile Christian territory.
Kenneth Flott on the stop for the Mobile Christian Leopards. Flott's 5'10", 180-pound sophomore comes in, and Williamson's just trying to go ahead and grind this clock out. This is the tempo that Williamson wants to play at, to where they're able to be balanced offensively, complete some passes, as well as bounce it to the outside.
Bobble snap by Miller, a bit high, couldn't hand it off to Jacoby Shaw. He's just going to take that one and pick up a yard or two. You're right about that, Corey. Make the clock your ally, because with numbers so low, injuries could have a significant impact against the Williamson Lions as opposed to Mobile Christian. Mobile Christian dressing out about 53 players, but tonight they brought 13 to 14, 7 and 8 graders, kind of let them get the experience. I think that's a good job by Coach Coster and them to do that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get all the experience you can, because you never know when your next number will be called, next man up syndrome. But Sterling Dixon, again, 6'2", 171-pound freshman, number 9 on your screen, disrupting the Williamson Lions defensively.
2nd and 7 on the 43. Little quick pass, and I believe it is complete. Nathaniel Richardson. Richardson with another carry. He typically plays defense, but they're bringing him over tonight on offense to help out with no Woodyard and bringing Jeremiah Owens back from injury.
And what you really wanted to see was this premier matchup between two Alabama verbal commits.
You're right. You're right.
Deontay Lawson and Robert Woodyard. And Woodyard's only a junior, Lawson the senior, but unfortunately we weren't able to see that because of Woodyard's injury. But another penalty flag is what we will see.
On the offense, 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
Yeah, they broke the huddle with 12, and one guy was trying to get off the field, and Rick Johnson, cooler than the other side of the pillow, Corey, just threw that flag out there gingerly and said, I'll just walk up here and pick this up and make a call. So that's a 5 that pushes Williamson back.
Probably going to get a timeout.
I believe it is. Coach Sumster is going to burn another timeout, so that'll leave him with 1 here in the first half as Williamson takes a timeout at the 7:27 mark of the second quarter. Let's take a quick break as well. We'll be back with the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week, special Thursday night edition. Thanks for joining us.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-aged children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week, special Thursday night edition. It's a battle for the 4A Region 1 title. Mobile Christian and Williamson coming in tonight. Winner of this ball game will be the champs. Mobile Christian beat Williamson 12-7 back in 2017. And Corey, these teams have only played each other a total of 2 times.
Yeah.
Series is tied 1-1.
Well, this is a big 3rd down and 9
really
yards
huge
to go so far here for the Williamson Lions.
Miller can't escape the pocket and just throws that one away. And a flag at the top of on the opposite side of the field, top of the screen there, on the other side near the Mobile Christian sideline. I wonder if this could be a sideline warning possibly, Corey. Well, let's see if somebody interference or something.
It's going to be against Williamson, it looks like.
Have ineligible man downfield on the offense. 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
So that explains why the flag at the top of the field there, one of the side judges. So ball right at the 50-yard line. Looks like about 3rd and 14 coming up here. Play clock under 15. Williamson just taking their time, Corey. Game clock has not started here. And 2 more players running into the field late. Same formation for the Lions. Miller's just going to keep it. He's a left-handed thrower, so he's running to his weak side, not to his strong side. Incomplete. Could not get that one out to J. Allen Gray, so it'll bring up 4th down here for Williamson.
Great pressure by the Mobile Christian Leopards, and it looks like, again, Kenneth Flott applying that pressure on Miller, making him get outside the pocket and flustering him to the right side. But we've seen Ryan Kidd with his big leg be able to punt this football. I think he's already had 4 punts tonight.
I believe so.
Been very busy. Both punters have been very busy for both of these teams.
But Kidd punting much better tonight, Corey, than he did last Friday against Viger. Much better punts tonight. Hope I don't jinx the young man. That's a good one right there. Going to the sidelines, it goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 20-yard line as Mobile Christian will take over. So both of these teams kind of battling it out. Williamson averages 17.1 points a contest. They give up 14. You talked about Mobile Christian earlier, 28.3 points a game on offense, and defense only 8.9. And right now they're holding average with Williamson only scoring a touchdown so far. So let's see if Schmitz is going to come out or if they'll run that Wildcat package with Deontay Lawson again. I think Schmitz is going to. He'll be taking a snap, Corey.
And Devin Harris is the deep back for the Leopards. And let's see if they're able to go tempo and get some offensive rhythm going.
Harris on the carry. Gets just past the 25-yard line.
Good run on first down by the Leopards. Orrin Wilson from his linebacker position making the stop for Williamson. But, you know, anytime you're able to go to 3 and 4 running backs, as we've seen Zavago McNeil Jr., we've seen Devin Harris, we've also seen Deontay Lawson carry the football so far for Mobile Christian.
2nd and 5 for the Leopards. Harris taking that one to the high side, and boy, he's got some room as he gets past the midfield stripe, loses his footing, Corey. And he is in Williamson territory, but there is flags on the field right now. One back at the 20-yard line, Corey. That one might be coming back.
It is coming back. The preliminary signal by our white hat is holding against the Mobile Christian Leopards.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards. Spotted a foul, replay 2nd down.
See if we can catch it here on the replay.
Right there at the top of the screen.
And the numbers, the way the uniforms are made, is kind of blurred out, but one of the interior linemen there on the hole. That was a great run by Devin Harris. That's going to push Mobile Christian back to the 11-yard line with that being a spot foul. That hurts, Corey.
Yeah, it does. I mean, now you're at 2nd down and 19 yards to go, but the running game on the left side is shown to be successful.
Deontay Lawson blocking for Kegley. A little quick screen there. Going to mark that one at the 31. That's a 20-yard gain. I believe it may be close to the 1st down, and the chain gang is going to move. Nice screen right there by the Leopards.
On 2nd down and 20 yards to go, Mobile Christian picks it all back up in 1 down. And again, we're talking about the confidence for Johnny Schmitz too. As soon as he makes a completion, he goes right back and makes another one.
Sure does. Got that one completed to Ben Brewer coming out of his H-back slot. And Mobile Christian running tempo, Corey.
It's amazing what one completion can do for a quarterback or a wide receiver's confidence. And now back-to-back 1st downs for the Leopards. And looks like Mobile Christian is going to speed up the tempo, and Williamson, because of it, is going to call that timeout.
That's their last timeout. So we'll take a break as well, and we'll come back. 5:39 remaining here in the first half. You're watching Special Edition Thursday Night Football, MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
Hello, I'm Jordan Clark, and I'm in the Health Service Academy at John L. LaFleur Magnet High School. My future career is to be an obstetrician gynecologist. With this academy, I'm learning firsthand from people already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job really makes me want to study hard and work harder towards my career goals.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. Visit mcpss.com.
It is Principals Month. You can also say October is National Principals Month as well, and that we would like to thank all 88 of our principals who have truly gone the extra mile in successfully getting our schools up and running during this pandemic. So Principals Month is October, so we want to congratulate all of them for all the effort and hard work they're doing. And Corey, I was watching the replay of our broadcast last week, and I saw my kids' principal, Miss Cheryl Chapman, over there at O'Rourke on the pre-K video we had. So it was good to see her doing her thing, and boy, doing his thing right there, going up the middle for Mobile Christian. And that's going to pick up a first down. Devin Harris once again with the carry.
And
that's 3 first downs in a row, Corey.
He's just ducking his head and running, and now Mobile Christian is definitely going to go tempo as that stop right there is being made deep into the secondary. Theodore Morissette gets his first tackle of the contest.
Setting up the screen for Kegley. Wilson almost ripped his trousers off, Corey, on the tackle. Wow.
Yeah, he was trying to punch that football away, and you look, though, you want to go low as the completion is made, and if you're able to make that block, the initial block to the outside, the Lions do a great job of swarming to the football, but you get them down any way you can, as long as you don't grab that shoulder pad and horse collar or the face mask.
It wasn't a horse collar, it might have been a donkey collar on that one, man. Wow. 2nd and 7 on the 42 for Mobile Christian. Little play action, but no, they try to get it to Harris. And that is all squashed by the Lions as they interrupt that.
The interior linemen do a great job, and that's going to be credited to Warren Hawkins from his defensive end position, making sure that Harris was not able to release and get that delayed screen going. But it's going to bring up now 3rd down and close to 7 yards to go for the Mobile Christian Leopards. But you start to look, Al, fatigue is going to start playing a factor here as I see a lot of the Williamson Lions linemen and secondary with hands on their hips.
Wildcat package, Deontay Lawson bulls it up the middle, not enough. Gets just past the 40-yard line of Williamson. It's going to be 4th and about 5 coming up here.
Charles Harris with the stop for the Williamson Lions, and that's a good stop for Williamson because now it brings up 4th down and about 4 yards to go. Decision time if you're Coach Ronnie Cottrell, and Coach Cottrell is in his 5th full year as head coach of the Leopards, 6 overall, because him and Tommy Wise split and co-head coached in Coach Cottrell's first year. This is his 5th full year as head coach of the Mobile Christian Leopards.
So Mobile Christian going for it, 4th and 4. And I'm not surprised they worked the play clock down and just decided to take a timeout. And let's take a look at the coaches comparison, Corey, as you just brought it up about Coach Cottrell in his 5th year at Mobile Christian. Look at his record, 47-13. He has 20 years of coaching overall, and his overall winning percentage as a coach is .641. As I talked about in the beginning, he led Mobile Christian to the State 3 championship game last year and in 2016. Also coached tight ends at the University of Alabama, and he won a football championship down in Florida at AP Gotw, a 5A title. Coach Dedrick Sumter, he's the dean of MCPSS head coaches in his 9th year. We talked about it, Corey. His first 5 years, they weren't the best, but his last 4, he's put together some winning programs. He likes to teach yoga, and I even heard him on the radio today with Dave Schultz talking about he's been doing some yoga lately to kind of, keep himself together because he doesn't run as much as he does with the COVID. And he says football season, he does more yoga himself than running. He says he runs about 5 miles a day outside of the season. So a comparison of our 2 coaches there. And also, a lot of people may know Coach Cottrell was recruiting coordinator at Florida State when they won the national title back in the day with Bobby Bowden.
Had an opportunity to coach Derek Brooks, one of the all-time greatest linebackers in college football history. And Deontay Lawson is another great linebacker, as we're going to play a game of chess here in regards to penalties. And that's going to give Mobile Christian that first down. And, you know, when you come out of timeout, you have to be mentally disciplined. And unfortunately, Williamson was not. It's going to give the Leopards that 1st and 10 situation, opens up the playbook now. But, again, I mentioned that when you look down on that field, there's a lot of Williamson Lions who are playing both ways Ironman football and are beginning to be fatigued.
Mobile Christian got the big jumbo Wildcat package in here. Lawson fakes it up the middle, and maybe he should have done something because he is sacked for a loss. It looks like your guy Warren Hawkins might be in on that one, Corey.
Hawkins has been very active 2 weeks in a row for this Williamson defense. And, again, Hawkins, the 6', 215-pound senior, makes sure he does not let Lawson loose. And he need help to arrive. He was able to make that solo tackle on his own. He now has 3 sacks on the season and 13 solo tackles. You're looking at 2nd down and 21 yards to go for Mobile Christian.
Schmitz has a lot of time, hauls off, overthrows one receiver, and I believe that may have been grabbed by Kegley. Wow.
And you thought that Lawson was the intended receiver, but a great job of the secondary wide receiver getting under the football. If you look at Lawson right down the middle,
right in the
it was intended for him. He goes up too high, but good job of getting the hands underneath the football.
And Lawson is 6'3".
6', 183-pound senior. Here comes that tempo.
Schmitz just going to keep that one. He takes a lick at the 10-yard line, and that's enough for the first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal coming up here for Mobile Christian. We have an injured Lion on the field. He's just going to run off. Well, no, that's Ryan Kidd. Yep. He just gets up, Corey.
But what you starting to see, Al, again, I'm going to mention it again, the fatigue is starting to hit. And with 2:20 remaining here in the 2nd quarter, if Mobile Christian scores, this timeout or halftime couldn't come soon enough for the Williamson Lions.
Well needed for them as they are playing their 3rd game within 11 days. Javago Backneal back in the ball game. They're trying to rip that ball out. He's going to be tackled for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and goal, ball at the 11-yard line.
Charles Harris does a great job from his linebacker position. The 5'10", 170-pound sophomore has 30 solo tackles on the season, just trying to slow Mobile Christian down. But now you're at 2nd down here and goal to go for the Leopards. You're not really in any type of hurry because you know you have a field goal kicker who's kicking 50% if you're not able to get this 1st and goal situation.
Throws that pass over the middle, no flags as the Leopards are begging for flags to come in. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and goal coming up for the Leopards, and the receiver, I think that's Ben Brewer, getting up slow there, Corey.
He is a little bit winded on that opportunity.
And you're right, you brought up a good point. Kicking game for Mobile Christian, Jackson Chandler is 4 for 8 on the season. But, Corey, he has boomed them as well because he has 2 for 3 between 30 and 39 yards and 2 for 3 between 40 and 49 yards. So they are well within his range. If they don't convert right here on 3rd down to score a touchdown, 3rd and goal, ball on the 11-yard line.
McNeil Jr., the back for the Leopards.
He's trying to go to Harris. He got his hands on it, Corey. When you do that, you got to bring it in. I'm sorry, that was Deontay Lawson.
That's something you don't see often by Deontay Lawson.
Yep.
He was open behind the 2 Williamson Lions defenders, was not able to come away with it, and what a win for the Williamson Lions defense right here.
I think Chandler is going to come on.
28-yard field goal attempt coming up for the Leopards.
So we're within Jackson Chandler's range easily here. Kick is up. And he nails the 28-yarder. So Mobile Christian increases their lead by 4, 10-6 over Williamson. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Hello, my name is Kyla Brown, and I am redefining ready. I'm taking AP and dual enrollment courses that will help me earn college credits while in high school. I am studying dental science that will assist me in my career choice of becoming a dentist. I am a Student Government Association representative and actively involved in other activities around my school and community. And this is how I am redefining ready.
Welcome back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Whedon, Corey LeBounty on the sidelines, Mike Herndon. Handling the stats for us tonight, China Powell. And Corey, I think she's probably assembling that one. That was a nice labored drive for Mobile Christian as they chewed up a lot of time on that drive. Only came away with 3 points, though.
But the situation is, again, now with 1:18 remaining, it comes at a time to where Williamson's going to have to find a way here to hopefully run out the clock, because they definitely need that 20-minute halftime break that's coming up here at Lab People Stadium.
Now, Williamson possibly could get the 2-for-1, Corey, because they will receive the second half kickoff. So if they're able to get some points right here, they'll get the ball back in the third quarter.
But what you don't want to do is you don't want to get greedy and turn the football over here before the half. If I'm Coach Sumter, I would be content on first or second down to go ahead and try to run out the clock. Make Mobile Christian go ahead and either call the timeout to try to get the football back, or go ahead and run the ball yourself, because now you're in a situation where you don't have a lot of manpower. You've already lost your starting left guard for the rest of this game, and you only have 23 healthy bodies that are remaining out there on the field and suited up for you. So it's a situation here to where I'm going to make Mobile Christian go ahead and burn their last couple of timeouts or their last timeouts, and I'm going to be content not trying to go ahead and score right here.
All right, Mobile Christian has 2 timeouts. Williamson gives that to Jacoby Shaw as he picks up maybe 2 or 3 on the carry. Mobile Christian not electing to take a timeout as we approach 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Second half strategies by both of these teams are going to be interesting to see what adjustments are made at halftime.
Right. And Williamson, I think, taking a cue from what you said, Corey LeBounty, just taking their time as they snapped that one with the play clock at about 12 seconds. Another carry by Shaw. And I think this is where the timeouts are coming into play. Coach Gotw calls timeout with 39 seconds left, so the chess match starts back up. 3rd and 8 for Williamson coming up here with 39 seconds. So if Mobile Christian can get a stop and burn a timeout, Corey, they'll get the ball back and try to sneak some points away before halftime.
Yeah, Mobile Christian has at least 1 timeout remaining here with 39 seconds. And, you know, you have to have this stop. If you're defensive coordinator Gus Smith, you're telling your guys over there on the sidelines, look, just keep everything in front of the sticks and don't let anything in the secondary get behind you, because we've seen Daniel Miller be very active. When he completes 1 pass, his confidence continues to increase, and he completes a couple of passes. But if you're Coach Sumter, you have to kind of be coaching ahead and let your guys know, hey, what's the play for 4th down? Make sure we have the correct personnel, because we saw Big Ryan Kidd kind of limp or get slow off the turf.
On that last series,
So, you know, that takes away from his power of punting. We know he has a big leg, but 3rd down and 7 yards to go. If you throw an incomplete pass, you're able to keep that timeout in your pocket. If you're Williamson, you definitely want to run the ball and try to stay in bounds and make Mobile Christian burn the timeout regardless.
Double stack receivers here with Jacoby Shaw flanked to the left of Daniel Miller. 3rd and 7 is the actual down and distance, not 3rd and 8. They're going to keep it on the ground, get some blocking. Jacoby Shaw, maybe 1 more block. Let's see if his forward progress will be enough, Corey. They needed to get the 30-yard line was the line to gain, and I believe that's a 1st down. The chain gang's on the move, so.
Good job by Williamson's offensive line, pushing up front. And
yeah, good job there.
You look at Cameron Pope, and also for the Williamson Lions making the adjustments as Kenneth Sewell goes out.
So this looking like to be the last play of the first half. Same formation again. Shaw moves to the right side of Miller. And Shaw can just get down right now because, Corey, that's going to wrap up the first quarter. I'm sorry, the first half. And we are 10-6 with Mobile Christian on top. Interesting first half. A lot of penalties we saw out of the Leopards. Quite a surprise there with Ronnie Cottrell's team picking up so many penalties in the first half.
Absolutely. You're looking at the penalties being a factor for both teams in the first half.
Right.
But again, the story to me has been the Williamson Lions being able to survive and hang on here in the first half without their leader, Robert Woodyard.
Yeah.
He's the leading receiver as well as the leading tackler. So, again, only trailing 10-6, they're doing a great job.
Speaking of Williamson, let's take it down to the sidelines. Mike Herndon has Detrick Sumter.
Coach Sumter, they had out by 8 there. Your defense stiffened, held them to a field goal. How big was that to hold them before halftime?
That was real big. That was very, very big. We get the ball back. We just got to get back to sustain the drive. We had a great drive going until the guy ran into the huddle and got the two. You know, that was just brainless. But hey, I think we got a good plan versus them, and only thing we got to do is get this ball and push it down the field. I knew it was going to be a tough game, but we came to play too.
What do you need to see more out of your team in the second half to come back?
Just being consistent. Like with that penalty, that hurt. That hurt bad. We had a couple drops, but we doing well. We doing well. And we get it back.
Thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Mike. I think Coach Sumter's right. They're hanging in there, and they're doing what they need to do. Only down 4 points here.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job. They get the football to begin the second half, so that's a plus. And they just want to hang around. And the longer that Mobile Christian lets this team hang around, the more confidence the Williamson Lions exude. But you're looking at a 10-6 score right here in the first half of action. Mobile Christian's going to try to go ahead and push the tempo in the second half. But the biggest thing we're going to look for in the second half is going to be depth.
All right, we'll come back, have some halftime action, take a look at some playoff possibilities, and maybe we'll sneak a surprise interview in for you during halftime. Mobile Christian up 10-6. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Hello, I'm Renee Phillips, your host of Homeroom. Will you join us as we talk with the students, teachers, and staff about all of the great things happening in our schools?
That's right, Renee. Not only are we here to keep you informed about the great things happening in our schools, but to also keep you updated on safety issues.
Our show, Safe Schools, looks at ways to keep your child and our students safe.
Not only are we looking at ways to keep your child and our students safe, but to keep you informed on how to connect with us.
Manténgase informado aquí en Conexión a Padres.
And we also score big from pre-K to high school with MCPSS Athletics.
And then Inside Education puts it all together for you, showing you the ins and outs about news and events taking place across the Mobile County Public School District. We do this to keep you informed.
As a student in the Mobile County Public Schools, there are a few things I've come to expect. One is a quality education, and the other is a quality lunch. Not only are our school meals well-balanced, meeting all federal nutritional standards, but they also have less fat, fewer calories, and they taste really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention, our school lunches contain whole wheat, grains, fruits, and vegetables to give me the energy and brain power to get me through the day.
Welcome back to halftime of the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Let's take it down to the field and enjoy the sounds of the Mobile Christian Leopards Band. That was the sounds of the Mobile Christian Leopards Marching Band. Mobile Christian on top 10-6 here at the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. We're going to take a break, come back, talk with Dave Schultz from WNSP. He'll be in the house with us tonight. It's halftime for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
I'm Bailey Buck. I attend MGM High School. Here I'm pursuing my career in the dental industry. I'm currently enrolled in honors classes that will help prepare me for my future. My name is Bailey Buck. I am preparing for tomorrow today.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose. Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
As Alabama's first and largest school system, Mobile County Public Schools prides itself on the high quality of education we provide our students.
We have been successful over the years in raising our graduation rates
and have been recognized nationally for closing achievement gaps.
We believe that our primary focus is to educate all students to become productive citizens.
This is our commitment to them and to you.
Welcome back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. It is halftime. We're here at legendary Lad People Stadium. Joining me right now, not atop the press box, but it's atop the bleachers, Dave Schultz, WNSP, host of the Game Plan. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good. We got a good one here tonight, Al.
We do have a good one. Now, I often get to talk to you on the radio when we talk about high school football, so we're trying to repay the favor, Dave.
Got it.
And what's your impression so far of the ball game you've seen tonight?
Good ball game. Not a whole lot of flow to it.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of first downs.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Mobile Christian finished up with a very strong drive, 13 plays, but couldn't punch it in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
27-yard field goal. Instead, Williamson holding strong. No Robert Woodyard. They could be within a field goal, but they missed the two-point conversion. But Miller's strong in there in the pocket, and we should have a really good one. It'll be interesting to see what Williamson can do here to begin the second half.
And speaking of Williamson, you guys were here all day today. I believe Lee and Mark were here this morning talking to Coach Sumter and the principal, and you were here this afternoon kind of doing your show, man.
Absolutely. I love doing the shows here. Here, it would be easy to go from the station to here.
Right.
But a lot of times, not in Mobile 6 o'clock traffic am I going anywhere beyond Lad People Stadium.
What's been your take on the season so far, man? I know this is something you've never seen before. You've been covering sports all your life almost, and in high school you've been here a little over a year. We've had a COVID outbreak. We've had 2 hurricanes. What do you have to say about that, Dave?
Yeah, it's amazing that this has gotten where we are.
Yeah,
all right, I'm a lot like Ben Thomas. I did not think any of this was going to happen. I have been wrong, and I know some teams have not played. I know some teams have shut it down. but to think we are where we are is really amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that we are. And it's been a lot of fun watching these guys play it. Disappointed not to see Robert Woodyer tonight for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun seeing guys like Deontay Lawson. And we got a good one tomorrow night, Spanish Fort and McGill Tulin. So that should be a good one as well.
All right, Dave, you're here. I'm going to let you do your own shout-out about your show and when folks can listen to you and check you out, because you even do your show, like, on the web as well, right?
Well, sure, you can listen different ways, obviously on the radio, 105.5, the Sound of Mobile, our app, and you can download, if you miss a show, you can download wherever you get your podcast from.
Gotcha.
So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. iHeart is actually turns out to be our most popular so far. That sort of took over.
Look at there.
iHeart and all the shows, not only my show and Mark and Lee in the morning, but the outdoor show, Pigskin Pete with the Prep Spotlight. Even if you missed tomorrow night's post-game show, you can get that on Saturday as well. So just download wherever you get your podcast from, search for WNSP, and you can find our station and our shows.
All right, Dave Schultz with the game plan joining us. A lot of people get to hear you, but they never get to see you, Dave. So thanks for stopping by, man.
I appreciate it, Al.
No
3 to
doubt
6
about it.
p.m. Monday through Friday.
There you go, 3 to 6. Shout it out. Let's take it down to the field and check out the Williamson Lions marching band. And that's the sound of the Williamson Mighty Marching Lion Band. We're going to take a break, come back, look at some first half stats, also review Corey's checklist, and give you your second half kickoff for the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
I'm Ashley Rich, District Attorney. Today I want to talk to you about a program that we at the District Attorney's Office has with the Mobile County Public School Systems to help with the bullying issues that are going on in today's world because of social media and because our young people think it's okay to bully others. It's not okay to bully others. Bullying is repeated verbal and physical abuse, ongoing verbal and physical abuse. We at the Mobile County District Attorney's Office want to help the community, we want to help the public school system, and we want to stop bullying within our community. It's really, really important that we do so. And parents need to be responsible if their child is either being bullied or if their child is a bully. Parents need to be involved to stop the bullying or to help the child if they are being bullied. And we at the Mobile County District Attorney's Office and the Mobile County Public School System are also here to help.
It is still halftime here at the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Weed and Corey LeBounty on the sidelines of Mike Herndon. China Power doing our stats. And Corey, I got to shout out Charles Martin in the truck. Man, he's been on it with the replay all season.
No question about an outstanding job. On demand is what I call it. I mean, as soon as we say something, and sometimes he thinks faster than we do and has it already queued up. Great job.
All right, let's take a look at the first half stats, Corey, and see what that tells us about the ball game. Those stats can paint a picture, and as we dig into the numbers, let's see what it's telling us here.
Well, when you look at the rushing yards, only 32 rushing yards for Williamson, 64 passing yards, 96 total. They're going to have to come up with a little bit more balance in the second half and try to delay or extend this game and bleed the clock. Mobile Christian with 113 rushing yards, 79 passing, 192 total yards. You look at the penalties, though, for Mobile Christian. 6 penalties for 40 yards, 4 for 20. A little bit better this week from a yardage standpoint for Williamson, but again, an outstanding game in the first half so far, 10-6 our score.
And no turnovers, Corey. No turnovers by either team, so, you know, you can't pin a situation on that, but the penalties definitely having a factor in the ball game. Let's revisit your checklist, man. See if these teams are living up to what you said they needed to do tonight.
The penalty pride for the Williamson Lions. Again, only 20 yards worth of penalties, only 4 called so far last week. Again, suffering with 16 penalties for 150 yards. They've cleaned that up.
Yeah.
They need to continue to play clean here in the second half. The start strong part, neither team really started strong,
No.
but Williamson, again, found a way to get on the scoreboard with that touchdown pass from Miller to Gray, and also staying healthy. We've seen 2 players go out so far tonight for the Williamson Lions. They already started tonight's contest with 25 players. They're down to 23 healthy players here in the second half of action versus Mobile Christian. For Mobile Christian, special teams play. We saw the field goal right before half, and that was big because, again, that's a 2-score game now. If Williamson wants to take over this contest, stay ahead of the sticks. Mobile Christian has not been able to do that because of the penalties, and that's something I know Coach Gotw is going to work on. And 4-quarter focus, trying to wear this Mobile Christian team is going to try to wear down Williamson here in the second half, as evident late in the second quarter.
All right, Mobile Christian up 10-6. We're 2 quarters away from a region champ being crowned. So make sure you stick with us. We're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break. Corey, come back and give you your second half kickoff. It's the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Mobile Christian on top, 10-6.
At Mobile County Public Schools, we believe it starts with us. That's why we offer Signature Academies.
Hello, I'm Jordan Clark, and I'm in the Health Service Academy at John L. LaFleur Magnet High School. My future career is to be an obstetrician gynecologist. With this academy, I'm learning firsthand from people already working in the industry. Shadowing them on the job really makes me want to study hard and work harder towards my career goals.
Signature Academies are open to all students in Mobile County Public High Schools. Visit mcpss.com.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose. Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
From birth up until school age, he was a fast developer, fast learner. He was always a happy person. Every time you seen him, he had a smile on his face. The day I lost my son, I got that phone call. It was like my whole world just stopped. All I wanted to do was see my son, and I wasn't able to see my son until I had to go to the funeral homes. I think that was one of the hardest things that a parent has to do.
Back to the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week. Al Wade and Corley Bounty on the sidelines. Mike Herndon will be checking in with him later on this quarter, getting updates. And Corey, we are 2 quarters away from a region champion being crowned. Mobile Christian on top, 10-6.
And that's why you love that the score is 10-6, because this is for the 4A Region 1 championship here tonight.
Jackson Chandler booms that one into the end zone, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Williamson at their own 20. So if you coach Sumter, Corey, what did you talk to you guys about in the locker room before you came out in the 3rd quarter?
Having that playoff mentality, win or go home. They want to have an opportunity to go ahead and be region champions, or go ahead and have as good a record as Mobile Christian does in this region. And it's a situation where you're happy and you're pleased with the effort of your guys in the first half. If you're Coach Sumter, want to clean up the little mistakes and make sure you try to sustain drives also.
Double stack receiver, similar formation that Williamson had before going into the locker room in a pistol there with Jacoby Shaw. He takes the handoff, picks up 1 or 2. He's 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Lions. If you're Coach Cottrell, what do you think he told his kids about Corey? 6 penalties in the first half. That's not like Mobile Christian.
That's one of the biggest things that he talked about. And he talked about, hey guys, we just have to go ahead and play here in the second half. And I think here in the second half, we'll see Jason Brooks defensively for the Mobile Christian Leopards in the secondary, and we'll see if that makes a difference.
He's out there, number 2. Ladd is calling it 2nd and 7 for Williamson. Miller trying to get the quick pass out, and he does. Nice catch right there. Jeremiah Owens. That's going to move the sticks. First down for the Lions.
And that's a good job of coming out and getting confidence for the Williamson Lions. And you're looking at the Leopards defensively. They have to make sure that they don't get lulled to sleep. Camden Lawson on the stop for the Leopards.
1st and 10, ball on the 32. Give it back to Jacoby Shaw. He's tackled for a loss score.
Good stop in the backfield by Sterling Dixon. He's a defensive tackle freshman, and again, now he has 19 tackle for losses on the season.
Yeah, he's a tall guy just like Deontay Lawson is, just over 6 feet tall there. And that means he got a future. They say he's the next Deontay Lawson coming back for Mobile Christian.
Just an extremely lean frame, but he's so explosive and so quick. That first step is tremendous. He finds a way to get himself in the backfield.
Kid's not even 200 pounds. So Miller does dump it out and throw it. I think that's incomplete. It hit the turf. Try to go back to Owens again. Yep. 3rd and 13 coming up here for the Lions.
And that's one that I know if you're Miller, you would love to have had completed.
Yeah.
Because, again, from a confidence standpoint, you rolled out to your left. You mentioned it earlier, being left-handed. That's got to be the easy throw for you. But Owens was not able to handle that. Now you're looking at 3rd down and 13 yards to go for Williamson from their own 34-yard line.
Quad receivers to the top of the screen. Miller backed up by himself. Play clock under 5 seconds. He's got time. And that one is almost picked off by Brooks. He would come into the ball game and have an immediate impact. We have yet to have a turnover tonight.
And Brooks is very easy to find and spot with those pink gloves and highlighter cleats. And he's just excited to be into the contest, as he had to sit out the first half of action, and we didn't call his name in the first half. So that brings up 4th down for the Williamson Lions, and you're exactly what Coach Gotw wanted, because now you're keeping the Williamson Lion defense on the field. If they're able to field this punt cleanly, that 20-minute rest goes away real quickly.
And look at that impact Brooks has had as he come into the ball game. We've already called his name 2 or 3 times. Nice punt by Ryan Kidd. Devin Harris going to take it at his own 36. Makes a loop-de-loop. And maybe, Corey, he should have kept going straight, because going backwards, that didn't help him at all. He's going to lose a couple yards.
And I tell you, Williamson special teams, the pursuit and the Gunners have done an outstanding job of making sure that no extra yardage is gained by this Leopard special teams player. Charles Harris is the first person to make contact with Mobile Christian. And I mentioned it earlier, I don't think Mobile Christian has probably had over 25 return yards on any type of punts, and Williamson's already punted the ball close to 6 or 7 times tonight.
1st and 10 for Mobile Christian at the 34. A little play action as they do get that ball completed. Goes to Blake Williamson. Williamson has enough for the first down, so it's going to be 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe.
You look at the time that Johnny Schmitz has, and he steps into that throw and throws a strike, and Williamson's able to hold on to it, and that's going to be his 3rd reception of the season. Now, let's see if Mobile Christian decides to go tempo. The long offensive run they had was that 55-yard burst in the first half by Zavago McNeil Jr.
And hand off to McNeil, as you call his name, as he crosses the midfield stripe, gets a burst of energy past the 40-yard line up to about the 39, be 1st and 10 for Mobile Christian. Corey, you're right about that. That came early in the ball game. Mobile Christian had a series, went 3 and out, gave it to Williamson, got the ball back. They had a penalty in the next play. He burst open for 55 yards, and then it was just kind of back and forth between the 20s, and Mobile Christian put together a long drive, but only could pay off with a field goal.
And now the biggest thing for the Williamson Lions is every time Mobile Christian gets a first down, let's see how quickly they decide to get to the line of scrimmage, because, again, Williamson does have guys playing both ways, and it's Ironman football, again, being down to 23 guys on the sidelines total for Williamson.
Hand off to McNeil again, just trying to weave his way, pick a spot. but everything closed up on him. It's going to be second down and about 9. They'll give him a 1.5 yard progress there, Corey.
And Antonio Coleman does a lot of the strength and conditioning for Williamson, as well as Terry Cagle for Mobile Christian. And it's going to be interesting to see here in the second half which strength and conditioning program prevails. Numbers-wise, you would say it's Mobile Christian. But, you know, a situation for Williamson, strength-wise, they're trying to dominate the line of scrimmage, being short numbers.
Play action again. He's got a guy wide open. Oh, diving out for that one. Toller Kegley, Corey, he laid out for it but could not haul it in. And you can see the arm of Schmitz right there. Here's the replay.
Behind the Williamson Lion defense, and you see a 45-yard strike, almost a 50-yard strike, but just a little bit too far.
Yeah.
And you like to see Toller extend and give up his body trying to catch that football to come away with it.
Young man committed to East Carolina University. Coach Gotw wanted to make sure we mentioned that about him. So he really laid it out there, Corey. He couldn't bring it in, but he gave the full effort. So it's 3rd and 9, ball on the 42 for the Leopards, trying to keep this drive going. Their first series in the second half. Boom, and sacked and brought down is Johnny Smith, and there's your guy, Mr. Hawkins, on the scene.
Warren Hawkins has played an outstanding contest tonight and last week. He continues his dominance as he makes sure he wraps it up.
Yeah.
And that's going to be his 4th sack of the season, 2 tonight for this young man who's playing both ways for the Williamson Lions.
Came right between the tackle and the guard and just laid Schmitz out. So it's a 4th and 9. That was a great sack and tackle right there by Warren Hawkins.
You mentioned it earlier, through 7 contests, Mobile Christian had not given up a sack all season long.
And that punt is blocked, Corey. And Williamson is going to get the ball at the 42-yard line. On that block for the Lions, Darion Poe, Corey, comes in, lays out, and he recovers it as well.
Poe does a wonderful job.
Wow.
They just overload the left side of the line, and Mobile Christian doesn't have enough blockers. But now what's going to be imperative is that momentum shows up for the Williamson Lions offensively. You don't want to go 3 and out right there off of that block punt. You want to see Shaw or Gray get involved offensively for Williamson.
Great opportunity here for the Lions coming up. Oh, that ball bounces off the shoulder pads of J. Allen Gray, Corey.
You got to look the football all the way in, and that would have been positive yardage of nothing but 3 or 4 yards. But it's one of those that I guarantee he'll be thinking redemption the next time he tries to catch that football. He'll put a little stick-em and squeeze the pigskin a little harder next time.
You went old school, Lester Hayes from the Oakland Raiders with some stick-em. You know that's outlawed, Corey. You can't do that. Second down, they fake it to Jeremy Williams. Miller's just going to keep it. And he's trying to get on the edge, tackled out of bounds. No flag. I think they were just outside the boundary there, but maybe a continuation took them out. But that's about a 7, 8, maybe about a 6-yard run for Miller here.
You look at Miller pulling the ball out of the gut of the running back and decides to run it himself. Nice stiff arm, picks up some extra yardage, and there was a tackle out of bounds by the Leopards that probably should have been flagged in that situation.
Right in front of our grip, Malachi Howard doing a good job tonight with the crew. 7:14 remaining here in the third quarter. Coming up pretty soon, my man Corley Bounty is 3-4 on the season with the Game of the Week brain buster. We'll see if he can get back to 500. Flag on the play.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
You don't want that, Corey.
No, not on 3rd down and 3 yards to go, because now it totally changes the dynamics of what you're able to call as the head coach and offensive coordinator. Dedrick Sumter, again, in his 9th season, doing a tremendous job, shorthanded from a personnel standpoint tonight, playing without Robert Woodyard, who we saw 1 week ago get injured in the first quarter against Viger on a 2-point conversion. But again, it goes from 3rd down and 3 to 3rd down and close to 8 yards to go. And I think we're going to have our first timeout of the second half.
I believe that's the case. Coach Sumter's going to use his timeout. And while he has a timeout, we're going to tell you about the magnet school program here Mobile County Public School System. Applications for any MCPSS magnet school will be available online November 2nd through December 4th. Visit mcpss.com/magnet schools for more information. MCPSS has 3 elementary magnet schools: Council Traditional, Icole Mertz School of Math and Science, and Old Shell Road School for Creative and Performing Arts. And we have 4 middle school magnet schools: Clark Shaw School of Math, Science, and Technology, Denton Magnet School of Technology, Dunbar School for Creative and Performing Arts, and Phillips Preparatory School. We will also open a brand new magnet school in August, the Barton Academy for Advanced World Studies for grades 6 through 9. So log on right there, mcpss.com/magnet schools between November 2nd, December 4th to get your application handled. Corey, I can't wait for Barton Academy to open up. That's going to be nice,
right down the street here.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
You know, and it is going to be very nice. You know, one of the first schoolhouses. And you're looking at Kenneth Sewell injured on the sidelines.
Yeah.
We saw him walk off in the first quarter of action. He's the starting left guard for the Williamson Lions.
Right.
And they started this game with 25 healthy bodies. He goes out. That makes 24. And without Woodyard, that made 23. So, again, you know, anytime you're playing with 20 to 25 healthy bodies, that lets you know, numbers-wise, you have to play both ways. But let's see if momentum can continue to favor the Williamson Lions here on 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Lining up in the pistol, double stack receivers, 3rd 9. Wilson goes out in motion. Miller has time, gets it completed, but it's not enough. Owens is well short of the 1st down.
He does complete the pass, but I think if you're the Williamson Lions, you're in 4-down territory because Ryan Kidd, he has a big boot, meaning he can keep Williamson in good situation to where they're able to flip the field and possibly put Mobile Christian inside the 10-yard line. But it's going to be decision time, and you have to make that decision very quickly because you've already called one timeout.
I was just going to ask that, Corey. Williamson called timeout. Ladd has not said it was a timeout, but they did call timeout.
They did.
I scratched it on my sheet of paper here, so it's 4th down, 4th and 4.
And you have to call timeout to save yardage.
Timeout Williamson?
It is.
Okay. And I'm thinking that's technically their 2nd one. I want to make sure I'm not
It is the second call
cuckoo
timeout.
here, Corey. That's 2nd one, so
but
6:27.
It is a good call timeout.
Now Ladd has adjusted. Williamson has 1 timeout left. So let's take a look at the 5A contenders while we have a break, Corey. Take a look in this particular region. Everyone is pretty much set right here. St. Paul's number 1, Faith Academy number 2, and you have UMS Wright and Satsuma. UMS Wright last year won the championship in 3A, Corey, so they had to come up competitive balance. Hasn't been that traditional year we're used to out of the Bulldogs.
Well, I can tell you this. Nobody wants to see UMS Wright on the road in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, that's a tough matchup, a tough 2-3 seed matchup for UMS Wright. But, again, the 3-time defending state champion, to be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Yeah, let's take it up to 6A if we can get that one on right quick. We know Blunt is in control of the ball game tonight with Gulf Shore, so they're going to win that. They've clinched the 4th spot. So you had a big ball game tomorrow with McGill and Spanish Fort, where if McGill could beat Spanish Fort, you're looking at almost a 3-way tie with Saraland if they can beat Citronelle, because Saraland beat McGill, and McGill would have beat Spanish Fort, and Spanish Fort beat Saraland. So you have another one of those convoluted situations, Corey.
Always a log jam in 6A Region 1.
So a big ball game for the Yellow Jackets and Toros. I think that game is on the hill, I believe.
At the lip?
No, it's at the lip. All right. 4th and 4. Big play here for the Lions coming up. Coach Sumter's burned 2 timeouts, and Miller is still looking to the sidelines. 15 seconds on the play clock. Wilson goes out in motion. Similar play from before. I think Owens may have enough this time, Corey.
Mobile Christian only rushed 3 in that situation. Going to be right at the stick. Needed 4 yards, and they're going to get a huge 1st down unless the officials decide to measure.
Yeah, chain gang's on the move. Let's take it down to the sidelines, check in with Mike Herndon.
Well, as our friend Dave Schultz from WNSP mentioned, we're fortunate to get to this point in the season with the pandemic that we've all been dealing with. But we do have one more cancellation to report. Davidson's game this weekend with Mary G. Montgomery has been canceled. And while that doesn't have anything to do with playoff implications for either team, it was a chance for both teams to get one more much-needed victory. Now they won't have that chance. They'll have one more week at the end of the year.
Thank you, Mike. We'll see how that plays out because Davidson is scheduled to play Baker next week, Corey. And Baker's got a big ball game in Daphne next week as well that has some 7A playoff implications going on.
No question about it. Tate Moore in on the tackle along with Patrick Sullivan. Tate Moore, 6'1", 215-pound senior, comes in and makes his 28th tackle of the season. Also Sullivan, the 5'11", 177-pound sophomore, gets his name called also. One positive yard there on first down for the Williamson Lions, bring up second down and 9 yards to go.
Shaw lined up behind Miller. Shaw with the carry, and a flag immediately comes out at the top of the field there near the Mobile Christian sideline. Corey, Mike Herndon talking about the cancellation of the Davidson ball game, but we want to send our prayers and great hopefully opportunity to get things back together for the Gotw family. Coach Gotw told his wife had gotten out of the hospital. She had been on a ventilator suffering from COVID, so she was released today. So we want her health to get back together.
No question about it.
5 men in the backfield on the offense. 5 yards, previous spot.
And he's been a trooper. She's been in the hospital since September 18th, Corey.
Almost a month.
A whole season almost of football, yeah.
You know, I know it's been tough on him being a head football coach, trying to keep his players focused. And football is an outlet. It's an opportunity to take your mind away from everything. But when your wife's in the ICU unit, you know, we're just happy to see her out of that and doing much better at this point in time.
So hopefully her health will continue to improve. And Coach Cottrell still trudging along with his Leopards. Miller gets that one out. It's caught by Jacoby Shaw with it maybe at the 30-yard line, I believe.
And I think Sterling Dixon's going to get the stop. But again, when you're looking at this situation now, it's again 3rd down and 9 yards to go. You're definitely in 4-down territory because Williamson doesn't have a kicker who can kick a 45-yard field goal. So you just want to try to get half of this yardage back here on 3rd down and just be smart and not commit a penalty.
Jay Allen Gray at the top of the screen lined up against Jason Brooks, but they're going to go to the strong side here and get that one completed to Jacoby Shaw. That's enough for a first down, and the Lions are in the red zone once again at the 18-yard line.
Look at the replay. Lawson on the tackle, but Shaw, the little scat back, does a good job with the reception, and it's going to bring up a huge first down for the Williamson Lions. And this is exactly what they needed. Confidence from an offensive standpoint. You want to bleed the clock offensively, even though you have a lot of guys playing both ways. It's still a tremendous advantage to have the football instead of chasing the football.
This is their best ally right now, just using the clock time of possession, going back to Jacoby Shaw as he crosses the 15-yard line, picks up about 4 on the carry, takes Williamson to second down. They can get a first down without having to score here and get another set of downs, Corey.
Again, Tate Moore in on the stop for the Leopards, but the longer you let the Leopards stick around, the more confidence they gain. And I mentioned that, you know, because of the score at halftime. If you're Coach Sumter, you're telling your guys, hey, look, there's 2 quarters left to be played, and the longer we stick around, all it takes is that one big explosive play to get this crowd something to be excited about.
Ryan Kidd comes in on the Wildcat, and boy, he is bruising it up the middle, Corey. Gets it just past the 10-yard line. So Williamson coming with their version of the Wildcat, bringing Ryan Kidd in. We say, but he's defensive end, nose guard, Wildcat quarterback, kicker, punter. He does it all for him.
260 pounds. I mean, going forward, it's now going to be a 3rd down and 1 yard to go. If you're Williamson, you cannot afford to get a penalty right here. You just go ahead and push forward and try to get that 1 yard with Big Kidd.
Give it back to Kidd. And that's what they do. Finds him a hole behind the right guard and falls right in between there. He is going to be close. I think that was a long one, Corey. It may have been more so 2 yards from where the down marker is.
I think he got it. Elijah Kelly on the stop, the 5'11", 268-pound senior. But it's going to say where his knee was down instead of the football. He leaned forward, but you would like to see him get under center right there.
Yeah, you think that would be a real good time to get under center. In that Wildcat once again, Ryan Kidd. Can he turn the corner? And he does. Gets it inside of the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Williamson Lions.
One thing about 260 pounds, though, if you don't put him under center and you allow him to get past the initial line of scrimmage, the only way you're going to take him down is to chop his legs out from under him. 1st and goal to go now for the Williamson Lions.
Ball on the 5-yard line. This is Williamson's 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter. And, Corey, they are chewing a lot of clock. We are at the 1:14 mark. We may have to get your Game of the Week Brainbuster question up between the quarters and then give the answer during the 4th quarter the way this one is going. Game clock still running. Play clock under 5. Jacoby Shaw. That's about 2 or 3 yards. 2nd and goal for Williamson.
Now, as you get closer, you saw Ryan Kidd just be a bowling ball. When you're in this situation now, you're at close to the 3-yard line. I would be surprised if anybody but Ryan Kidd gets this football, because all you're asking your offensive line, not even to get a push, just stand your guy up in front of you.
Right.
And if you're able to stand the person up in front of you, you're going to push yourself forward.
2nd and goal. Back to Chicago. No. Miller's going to keep it. Pulls it out the belly. Can he make the corner? That's a touchdown 3-yard run by Daniel Miller.
Miller does a wonderful job of breaking containment and bouncing out to the outside. And Williamson takes their first lead of tonight's contest. And how big is this extra point going to be? Whether you go ahead, I say you go ahead and go for 2, putting the pressure back on Mobile Christian, because you know they have an outstanding kicker. But Miller does a good job.
That'll put you up by 4. And they would need to score a touchdown to take the lead. A field goal wouldn't do it. So Williamson lining up to go for 2. Wilson comes to the backfield with Miller. Direct snap. That's a good play right there. Fake snap to the quarterback as Wilson goes in for the 2-point conversion, and it is successful for Williamson.
Orrin Wilson from 3 yards out. And that's just mathematics, folks. You decided not to go ahead and kick the extra point, which would have put you up 3. Instead, now a field goal does Mobile Christian no good, as we have 15 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. But that drive, I would be interested to see how much time was taken off of the clock. But what that score does too, Al, it gives the defensive line that's going to have to go out there that was just the offensive line a lot of confidence.
Correct.
And you play with a little extra energy knowing that you're leading on the scoreboard also.
All right, let's get the Game of the Week Brainbuster question up here for you, Corey, and take a look at it. We normally give it to you sometime in the 3rd quarter. All right, here's the question. What former Davidson head coach served as the first head coach at Mobile Christian? What former Davidson head coach served as the first head coach at Mobile Christian? So, Corey, we'll maybe play 15 seconds of ball and switch over quarters, and sometime next quarter we'll see if you have the correct answer when we reveal the answer for the Game of the Week Brainbuster. I know you want to get back to 500, Corey. You're 3 and 4 right now. Daniel Miller, 3-yard touchdown run, puts Williamson back on top 14-10. Ryan Kidd ready to kick this one off. Devin Harris fields it at about the 22-23. Up the middle he goes. Still not brought down. Close to the midfield stripe. I think he gets that one up to about the 45, 46. Well, maybe the 49-yard line. 8 seconds remaining here, as Mobile Christian will get one play off, Corey, before we go to the 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, if you're Williamson, these 8 seconds, you want to try to have a little momentum, as Coach Sumter was able to take advantage of that long drive that took some 7 minutes off the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Wildcat with Deontay Lawson kind of sweeps to the right, picks up about 8 yards on that play, and that will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter with Williamson on top 14-10. So while we have a break right here, let's take a look at the 7A Region 1 playoff contenders. All these teams still have a chance, Corey. And Theodore are playing Foley tomorrow night. If they can win that ball game, that will probably wrap up the region and make Theodore the region champs. We know a big ball game tomorrow is at Daphne with Baker and Daphne playing that one. Also, keep in mind, Baker's scheduled to play Davidson next week, so with that cancellation taking place Saturday, we'll see what effect that will have, because if that game doesn't take place, Baker will get the win by forfeit. That kind of puts the pressure on the Hornets to kind of get a win tomorrow night against Daphne. That could maybe put them possibly in a third or fourth situation. They lost to Fairhope because Fairhope has Bryan and Murphy left. And look at Murphy sitting right there with 4 region wins. Corey, I have said all season, I don't think you can get into the playoffs this year in 7A Region 1 with 4 wins. You're going to have at least 5 this year.
Well, you know, Theodore's done an outstanding job. Eric Collier being 6-0 in the region, but that was a big win that Theodore had over Daphne in a thriller earlier in the season. So a lot of competition in 7A Region 1. We're hoping whoever gets into the playoffs that they'll be able to get that first round win, because in the past, so far, McGill-Tulin, who was in 7A, has now gone to 6A, was the only team in 7A Region 1 that was able to come away with a victory in the first round of the playoffs.
So Mobile Christian with the ball at the 43-yard line of Williamson as we start the first quarter. And we have 12 minutes until we crown a region champ. Schmitz with the handoff. Devontae Harris. I think that's no gain on that one, Corey.
Well, I tell you.
It may have lost one. I think it's 3rd and 3.
We know we saw Uncle Mo visit here last week for Viger. Same situation here. Uncle Mo has returned at Lab Peoples Stadium, but this time he's favoring and knocking on Williamson's door because right now the Williamson defense, this would be a huge 3rd down and 3 yards to go stop if they were able to make Mobile Christian punt here to start the 4th quarter.
So Harris lost a yard. They bring in the Wildcat with Deontay Lawson. He's just going to barrel forward and fall down at about the 40-yard line. So that's a first down for Mobile Christian.
Yeah, that's the best play of the game if you're a Mobile Christian Leopard. It's very similar to what we saw 1 year ago with Eric Collier and what he was able to do with his tremendous linebacker who's now at Alabama.
Right.
It'll be a 1st and 10 situation for Mobile Christian, and they just want to try to wear down this Williamson Lion defense.
Lawson can't get going because a flag comes onto the field.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5 yards, replay first down.
So that'll push the Leopards back to the 45. I know that's what Coach Cottrell and the coaching staff did not want to see, those penalties to come back into play. So it's 1st and 15 for Mobile Christian, lined up in the pistol formation. Play action, Devin Harris. And they completed to Deontay Lawson. He's been playing a slot tonight, been playing quarterback. And Corey, I think Rick Johnson's been playing a lot for us. Another flag on the play. We don't like when this happens. It really messes with the flow of the game.
And I mean, that's the biggest thing, that we have not been able to see a flow of this game. But that's a costly penalty against the Leopards of Mobile Christian.
That will push them back farther. Another 5-yarder.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. 5 yards, your spot. Replay first down.
All right, it's 1st and 20 here coming up. Sorry, yeah, 1st and 20. That was 1st and 15. Ladd hasn't adjusted yet, Corey.
And, you know, you go and you look at Mobile Christian coming in averaging 28.3 points per game, and Williamson giving up 14.1 points per game.
Right.
It's a win for Williamson so far.
Trip receivers to the top. Schmidt's got time. He better get out of the pocket before and boom, there he is. Corey, sacked and brought down at about the 48-yard line.
Charles Harris.
Harris on the scene. And that is the third sack of Johnny Schmitz tonight. Hadn't been sacked all season.
Good job of Harris just breaking down and making that tackle in the open field. And it's going to bring up a second down and 22 yards to go for Mobile Christian. And we saw them convert on second down and 20 earlier in the game. But with this momentum being the way it is, this Williamson Lion defense is going to come at the quarterback a little bit harder.
Second and 22. And a timeout being called. Corey, was that Williamson? That's their last timeout. All right, Corey, let's reveal the answer. What former Davidson head coach served as the first head coach at Mobile Christian?
Well, I'll tell you what. My good friend, Coach Glenn Vickery, would get very upset at me if I got this wrong.
Okay.
I would not hear the end of it.
Okay.
So, Coach Vickery, I love you, brother. I know you're always supporting and watching, so Glenn Vickery is the answer.
All right. And, Corey, you are an even 500. You're 4-4. Glenn Vickery served as the first ever head football coach and athletic director at Mobile Christian, had a hand in forming the athletics program at the school. So good job, Corley Bowner. You're even 500, brother.
In the Mobile Christian Hall of Fame, and deservedly so.
Right.
Glenn Vickery, a very good friend of mine, did a wonderful job, won a state championship
at Daphne. Sure did.
His son is coaching in Tuscaloosa right now, so I know he loves watching his son, and he always supports high school football.
Second and 22 here coming up for the Leopards. They're going to set up a little screen. Our first time really talking about Toller Kegley in the second half as he gets to the 50-yard line. It'll be third and long coming up for the Leopards.
Orrin Wilson does a great job of holding on until help arrives. And now, I mean, it's amazing when you start talking about Uncle Mo and what energy that the offense scoring gives you on defense, because, again, these guys are playing both ways. Third down and close to 20 yards to go. Williamson just wants to make sure they don't give this one up.
Trip receivers to the top. Man, Schmidt's got a lot of time. He's trying to get that one out and almost picked off by one of the Lions, trying to get it to Devontae Harris.
And Ben Brewer tried to climb the ladder but wasn't able to come away with it. Now, if you're Mobile Christian, you want to try to flip this field and make Nathan Rubick go ahead and pin the Lions deep in their own territory and try to create some type of turnover defensively, because we have not seen a turnover. We've seen a block punt, but we have not seen a turnover really by either one of these teams tonight.
And Coach Cottrell told us it'll probably come down to the kicking game and special teams, and that has had an effect tonight. Rubeck gets the kickoff. Beautiful punt there. And that's the kind of bounce you want to take. Bounces straight up in the air. So I think they're going to mark this at the 20-yard line. Got a break. Let's check out the Alabama Sports Writers Association top 10 polls in the 4A. No changes here. It's the exact same poll from last week. All top 10 teams won in 4A. You can see Mobile Christian ranked number 3. So if Williamson would get the win tonight, that would be huge. Let's take it back down to the field, and we'll come back and take a look at 5A, 6A, and 7A. So 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Williamson on top, 14-10. Right at 9:05 to play. Jacoby Shaw came out to play as he's running, but his jersey is just grabbed by Sterling Dixon there, Corey.
And Zavago McNeil has gone from his offensive position to his defensive position also for the Leopards, and hangs on for dear life. But it's a situation where you get positive yardage, bring up second down and 6 yards to go for the Williamson Lions, and you're ahead. So you're in no rush offensively. You want to use as much of this play clock as possible and try to find that rhythm offensively when you're using a clock.
Fake it to Shaw and complete it to J. Allen Gray. Gray is going to have enough for the first down, I believe. Let's see where they mark it. I think the line to gain was the 30, and the official is at the 31. The official near to us.
Flag on the play.
So
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. 5 yards, previous spot, replay second down.
And that's why the chain gang never moved, Corey.
And you look at the ineligible downfield, and It's a great move by Gray to try to pick up the first down, but now you're bringing up 2nd down and 11 yards to go for Williamson. Just 1 yard behind the stick, but if you're Mobile Christian, you want to try to create this turnover, whether it's a strip or a sack, fumble, some type of turnover to give your team the energy back.
We've had that ineligible receiver call a few times tonight. They go back to Jacoby Shaw. He's short in stature, so he can weave his way underneath a lot of those interior linemen. As he scoots up to about the 23-yard line, Corey, it's going to be 3rd and about a long 7 coming up here for the Williamson Lions.
Yeah, here on 3rd down and 7, you have a couple of options to where you've had Zach Gray be successful catching the football as well as Jacoby Shaw. I don't think running the football right here would get you those long 7 yards because this Mobile Christian defense is very stingy when it comes to the rushing ability, but you give Miller time and he'll get the first down for you.
Play action. Miller gets that one across to Richardson as he crosses the midfield stripe. And that was a great pass from Daniel Miller out to Nathaniel Richardson. They are in Mobile Christian Leopards territory.
And Richardson, again, great catch, great throw, but the biggest thing is you gave Miller time. And because you gave Miller time to throw that football, he absolutely, again, throws a laser and puts it in stride, and 1st and 10 in Leopards territory.
Going back to Jacoby Shaw. And the Leopards defensive line stiffens up on that one. He'll get credit for about 1, maybe 2. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Good stop by Tate Moore from his defensive end position, but you look at the clock here, 6:35 remaining in the 4th quarter. Williamson with the football in no hurry whatsoever. You're looking at the timeout situation, though. No timeouts for Williamson remaining.
They're out.
Mobile Christian has all 3.
Double stack receivers here for the Lions. They're just taking their time. Play clock under 5 seconds. I think that's going to be offsides on Deontay Lawson, Corey.
And once you get leaning forward from your linebacker position, you can't stop that type of momentum.
Private snap. Encroachment on the defense. 5 yards.
Coach Sumter knows a score right here would really, really give them some insurance. And that insurance could possibly lead to a region title, their first in 13 years. Last time they won a region title, Bobby Parrish was the head coach here at Williamson. And Mobile Christian is going to burn a timeout right here, so that'll leave them with 2. We have a break, so let's take a look at the rest of the Alabama Sports Writers Association top 10 polls in 5A. For the 3rd week in a row, no changes in the 5A polls. St. Paul's is still at number 2, and Faith Academy sits at number 8. UMS Wright picks up a couple votes at the bottom there. Over to 6A, once again, Oxford sits atop with all 23 first-place votes. Clay Chalkville falls down 3 spots to number 6, allowing Saraland to move up 1 to 5. Spanish Ford and McGill remain steady at 7 and 8, and Blunt's loss to McGill last week has them on the outside looking in, receiving just 1 vote in the poll. Don't forget, Spanish Ford and McGill will play tomorrow night. And in 7A, absolutely no changes at all, Corey. It's the exact same poll from last week. All top 10 teams won. Theodore at 5, Daphne at 6, and Fairhope at number 9. The Pirates have come out of nowhere, Corey. They kind of, it wasn't their fault because of Hurricane Sally. They kind of like disappeared and went off the grid, and they've come back and won a couple games, got one on forfeit this week from Davidson. They're back in the top 10.
I tell you, they're a 3 or 4 seed that you really don't want to see because the versatility that they can give you and the job that Coach Tim Carter has done is tremendous.
All right, 2nd and 4 coming up here for the Lions. Williamson continuing with this double stack receiver formation. Miller's going to keep this one. Needs to get to the outside to make the edge. His forward progress will probably have him at the 43 or close to the 44. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up here. As you like to say, Corey, it'll be 4 down territory here coming up for the Lions.
3rd down and close to 2 yards to go as you look at Miller on the quarterback keeper, and all they need is 2 yards. And you have to remember that with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here, no timeouts remaining by the Williamson Lions, 15 seconds on the play clock. They're going to bring in big Ryan Kidd. He's the beef, but you have to get lined up and try to get that push.
Get lined up. Play
and not
clock
get a penalty.
Under 8, as we're at 5 seconds. They need to get this one snapped. High snap, but Ryan Kidd is just going to barrel forward, and boom, he is met right there by Deontay Lawson and the rest of the Leopards.
Tate Moore was the initial to make the stop, and Ryan Kidd's going to need help getting that 260 pounds up, but I don't think he gained any positive yardage. If he did, it was half a yard, going to bring up a critical 4th down and 2 yards to go. Now you have to get this play in very quickly because there's already 15 seconds on the play clock. You have to know if you want to go to Kidd, that's where you want to go. But again, got to get a hat on a hat at the point of attack if you're the Leopards.
And the Lions fans cheering. Kidd trying to go up the middle again, Corey. His forward progress may get it. We'll see where they mark it at. One of the Lions lost the helmet.
Elijah Kelly did lose his helmet and then got sat on top of by the entire squad. Hope he's okay at the bottom of that pile.
We've yet to have a measurement tonight. First down. Rick Johnson signals first down, so Ryan Kidd comes in out of the Wildcat, back-to-back plays, and the Lion faithful are up on their feet because they know if they can continue to keep the ball and bleed the clock, they're in control. Mobile Christian has taken another timeout, Corey, so they're down to 1, as you said.
Let's take a look at that replay if we can, because
Williamson
that's a critical play, and that's what Coach Cottrell and Gus Smith are over on the sidelines talking about. You look at Ryan Kidd at 260 pounds just pushing forward and get stood straight up. So that's going to be a judgment call by the line judge. It's hard to tell from that particular angle whether he actually got back to the line of scrimmage or not, but the officials on the field think he did, gave him the first down. But Ronnie Cottrell and Gus Smith on that far sidelines, very unhappy with the spot of that football.
Coach
and
Cottrell
you don't
upset.
see Coach Cottrell that irate that often.
And they're over there giving it to the line judge, and now Rick Johnson comes in. And Corey, they have signaled that is the first down. We don't have replay here at LAD, not provided, and if we did, I don't think it's set up to review possession calls of that magnitude. They didn't bring out the chain gang either. So it's 1st and 10, ball on 35.
Well, the 260-pound Ryan Kidd got a tremendous spot on that play, which gave them a 1st and 10 situation. Not only to get them a first down, it allows more time to run off this clock and made Mobile Christian spend the timeout to talk about it. But now the Leopards only have 1 timeout remaining.
We told you up for grabs is the 4A Region 1 title. And boy, that was a huge stop right there by Mobile Christian to catch Jacoby Shaw in the backfield for a loss.
Something that hadn't called Matt Davidson's name all night long. The defensive end, 6 foot, 211-pound senior, gets his 8th tackle for loss on the season, and that's a huge stop for the Leopards on first down. They want to keep this down and distance situation not in the favor of Williamson, and Williamson, again, regardless of what the down and distance situation, they're going to try to bleed as much time off this clock as possible.
Clock counting, just under 3:45. 2nd and 12. There's Shaw once again. He's got some room as he scoots up to about the 33-yard line. And Corey, when I tell you this, you may not believe it, but Williamson has had the ball once in the 4th quarter, and we're approaching the 3-minute mark.
Well, it's a situation where they had the football close to 8 minutes in the 3rd quarter alone on that long drive, which gave them the go-ahead touchdown. And if you're Mobile Christian now, you're right back here to 3rd down and 7 yards to go, and you cannot afford to get the Lions give the Lions a first down.
4-down territory coming up here for Williamson. If they don't pick up the first down right here, they fake it to Jacoby Shaw, set up the screen to J. Allen Gray. He tries to stretch out. The line to gain is the 25. Let's see what the spot is. I think he's going to be about a yard short, Corey.
And wouldn't you know it, that we're going to have another 4th down And close to 1 yard to go, but there is a
Flag.
penalty flag, and it looks like it's going to be called against the Williamson Lions on that play.
Another possible ineligible receiver.
An ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. 5 yards, previous spot. Replay third down.
Well, if you
Wow.
replay third down, the bad part about that is it's going to bring it up third down and 12.
Yep, and more time can come off the clock as Williamson is pushed back to, looks like about the 37-yard line, and they're going to wind the clock for play. And Williamson is gingerly taking their time, play clock at 15 seconds, very smart, but it's 3rd and 12, so see what the call will be. Continuing with the double stack receivers. They give it back to Shaw to keep it on the ground to chew up some time.
4th down coming up.
He gets
for
to
the
about
Lions.
the 38-yard line. Looks like it'll be maybe 4th and 8 coming up here, or maybe 4th and 9, Cora.
And you call the timeout by Mobile Christian. That's a good timeout
Yeah, you have
for
to.
Ronnie Cottrell to stop the clock, and that's going to be their final timeout of the 4th quarter and of the game. And now you're really talking about strategy. You really have to have your X's and O's and your 2-minute offense and defense ready, because now if you get a stop, if you're Mobile Christian, you have to know what you want to do offensively, and you
Right.
have that 2-minute offense. We've seen Mobile Christian in this situation early in the season to where they just give the football to Deontay Lawson.
Yeah,
Whether
we
it's
know
him
it.
catching the football, whether it's him running the football, but the difference is, in this situation, Mobile Christian will have to travel the length of the field if they score.
Next week, it's going to be MGM and Theodore as we wrap up the season. Thursday, once again, it'll be another Thursday matchup. So we'll go live at 6:55 with MGM and Theodore to wrap up our season for MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week, Cora. All right, 4th and 8, ball on the 33-yard line. Huge play right here coming up for the Williamson Lions.
I love it because we said at the beginning of the game what was at stake here. 4A Region 1.
Right.
First place.
They fake it. Miller's rolling, trying to catch a receiver. It's too high. That pass incomplete as he tried to get it out to Jeremiah Owen. So it'll be ball over on downs. And Mobile Christian will get it on their own 33, down 4 points in the contest.
Well, that 2-point conversion that Williamson was able to convert earlier was huge because, again, it does not make it a field goal game. It makes it a must-score touchdown game in this situation. Mobile Christian has really struggled in the second half offensively, but they must go ahead and pick up first downs because they have no timeouts. So everything they do, it really boils down to their 2-minute offense that they practice each and every day.
Jason Brooks in a Wildcat core. He's going to take it. His first offensive touch tonight. And Williamson trying to keep him in bounds and tackle him. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Both teams out of timeouts.
And you know Williamson's really trying to suck it up defensively. And
Yep.
halftime was at a perfect time for Williamson because, again, they played a tremendous second half.
2nd and 9. Schmidt's got time. Cannot complete that pass to Toller Kegley. And in defensive coverage, Jay Allen Gray, he actually got his hands on it, Corey. Possibly could have brought it in for an interception, and that would have nailed the coffin shut.
The biggest thing, if you're the Williamson Lions, I'm not letting anybody beat me. Deontay Lawson's not going to beat me right here. And I have to make sure he doesn't catch the football. But one of the impact players, Jay Allen Gray, does a great job knocking that football down.
3rd and 9 from Mobile Christian. They have to get a first down to keep themselves in the ball game. Schmitz takes off, and he's going to be tackled. He's right at the 40-yard line, but he's short.
4th and 3 coming
up.
up.
No timeouts remaining, and the game clock continues to run.
This is the game right here for Mobile
This is
Christian.
it right here, so Mobile Christian has to pick up 3 yards. Devin Harris in the backfield. Schmidt's pass complete. That's going to be a first down as he connected with Deontay Lawson, the senior.
I mean, I'm finding a way to bracket coverage on Lawson because he's not going to beat me. I can't let him touch the football under any circumstance. You just cannot let Deontay Lawson find a way, and that's what a great job Mobile Christian, the playmaker, gets it.
Jason Brooks in on the slot. They try to go back to Lawson again, and that one hits the turf. He's begging the official, I got it, man, I had it. But it stops the clock, and it gives Mobile Christian time to take a breather right here with the ball on the 46-yard line, 2nd and 10.
And Williamson is just absolutely gassed defensive line-wise. That's why you've got to run these routes that are going to be toward the out of bounds and the white chalk on the sidelines.
Schmitz throws it across the middle, catches Jason Brooks, and he is leveled at about the 37, 38-yard line of Williamson, but they're past the midfield stripe, and we have a flag way back here on the 40-yard line of Mobile Christian. All the Williamson players on the sideline are pointing. It's against them. It's against them. And I think they might be right, Corey.
If it is, it's going to be a hold.
That'll be huge.
Schmitz was trying to scramble outside of the outside of the pocket.
Because that's a spot foul. That will be huge. The ball is on the 46 right now. And there's the call. That's a hold, as we are exactly 61 seconds away from crowning a region champion, and Mobile Christian going backwards right now.
Great job of the replay right there. As you look, right there is the hold on number 4.
Yep.
Williamson did a good job of getting inside of the interior of that offensive line of Mobile Christian, and the holding call was spotted by the officials.
So that's going to place the ball at the 30-yard line. That's like a 16-yard penalty almost. It's a spot foul. And you can hear the boos coming from the Mobile Christian Leopards fans. They're not happy at all with that call.
Tyreek Gaines was the one who was held in that situation, but again, we saw Mobile Christian convert on 2nd down and 20 early. You look right there. I do believe right there is the hold.
There it is.
And it's going to be.
It was quick.
It was. The hold was being called correctly on Mobile Christian. Tyreek Gaines was the one who was being held.
All right, ball ready for play. Schmitz trying to escape. Kegley says he came up with it. They're going to credit him with the catch. That pushes the ball to the 38-yard line.
You can go fast, but you don't have to go too fast on the play clock.
Mobile Christian has to get a touchdown. A field goal won't do it as they up in Ben Brewer at the 50-yard line. That's not enough for the first down.
It's going to be 4th down.
It's going to be 4th and about
4 or 5
yards, Corey. So here it is. Once again, ball game for Mobile Christian. We're going to crown a region champion here. Schmitz unloads, incomplete, and the Williamson fans go wild. That was 4th and 5.
And there's
no
a flag.
flags.
There's a
what?
flag.
There's a
celebration. I don't know if it's a post.
Right. It's near the Williamson sideline. We haven't had any sideline warnings tonight. Let's see what this call is going to be.
That may be the call, sideline warning.
Because that wouldn't be a penalty. That would just be a warning if it is, Corey. It's the first one. But think about the implications here. If this call does not get Mobile Christian a first down, you're looking at Williamson taking a knee, not only capturing a region championship since 2013, Corey. Let's wait for the call from Rick Johnson.
After the play, have unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Will be first down, Williamson.
So that's going to do it, Corey. That's a post call. But think about this other implication. You and I talked about this on the phone the other night. With Williamson getting this win tonight and the number 1 seed, Corey, this will be the first playoff game at Ladd in 4 years. There's not been a playoff game here since Davidson lost to Auburn back in 2016.
You know, let me say
this is huge
for the Williamson Lions. You know, I haven't seen the guts and the type of fortitude of a 23-man roster coming off a loss. You know, it was the winner go home mentality for Viger 1 week ago.
Right.
The same mentality was applied tonight by the Williamson Lions, and they were able to knock off an undefeated Mobile Christian team. And credit to Coach Sumter. He said they had a great game plan, but momentum showed up in their favor for sure.
Corey, I'm going to say this. I'm going to step out and do it unprecedented. We recognize the offensive line for Mobile Christian not allowing a sack for the entire season. I'm going to say the Career Tech Education Player of the Game is the Williamson Lions football team, Corey. They have won the 4A Region 1 title, their first title in 13 years, and they just dumped the Gatorade on Coach Sumter. So congratulations to the Williamson Lions. What a ball game, 14-10. And I know Coach Cottrell is not happy about the loss, but you know what, Corey? He probably wouldn't have taken a loss to a much better guy than Coach Sumter.
Yeah, I mean, a tremendous played ball game by both of these teams, but you look at what the Williamson Lions were able to accomplish in this situation.
Yeah.
You're playing your third football game in 11 days. You're coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Viger Wolves here 1 week ago. And then you come up without Robert Woodyard tonight, who's your leading receiver, who's your leading tackler, who's your alpha dog, who's also going to the University of Alabama as a verbal commit as a junior. And then you find a way, you get a couple of guys injured tonight, and you still find a way to get it done.
Lose your left guard. It's just huge. You get Jeremiah Owens back, your wide receiver. You bring some defensive guys over to play offense. Nathaniel Richardson, Orrin Wilson, and Coach Sumter and his Williamson Lions have done it. So credit to them. This is a huge victory for not only Williamson, but the Maysville community, Corey.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, Coach Sumter in his 9th year, you mentioned him being the dean of coaches.
Right.
And, you know, when you start talking to other coaches, people say that this may be the toughest job that's in the Mobile County Public School system, and he's done a tremendous job finding a way to get his guys to believe and making the adjustments at halftime.
All right, let's take it down to Mike Herndon. He's with the winning coach, Dedrick Sumter.
I'm here with Coach Sumter after an amazing win. Robert Woodyard's not here. One of your starting offensive linemen goes down. How are you able to do it? How proud are you of these guys?
Hey, I call it divine order. We work hard. Everybody just, man, left us for hanging when we played Viger. But come on, man. But we had a great plan, and we executed. We had a great plan. That's it.
Last week you had a hard time keeping the line out of the backfield. Talk about these offensive linemen and then turning around and playing both ways and keeping the heat on. That team hadn't given up a sack before tonight.
That's us. That's 24-25 kids. That's what the shield of McPss stands for. Integrity and accountability. And that's what we're about.
Now you get to take a break and look forward to the playoffs. How do you feel about this bunch getting healthy going in?
Yeah, we got 2 weeks. But it's time to, we got to get better at some things. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Congratulations.
All right, Mike, great job. Let's take a look at the stats here, Corey, for this ball game. No turnovers tonight, but look at the stats that both of these teams put up.
I mean, the most impressive part, though, was the 136 passing yards, which ultimately led to the win, because it wasn't necessarily the running game and the rushing attack of the Williamson Lions, because they got outrushed 135 yards to 76 yards. The passing yardage, Daniel Miller did a wonderful job, and the uncharacteristic penalties by Mobile Christian. But you have to credit Daniel Miller and this offensive line of Warren Hawkins and LaDerrick Lane, Eric Lane, Cameron Pope did a wonderful job of giving Daniel Miller long enough to find his wide receivers, and then the conversion rate was outstanding. Coach Sumter's done a good job with his 2-point conversions this season, and he pulls all tricks out of his bag when they really need it. And again, congratulations to the Williamson Lions coming back from a heartbreaking defeat last week, shorthanded, did a wonderful job.
We told you it was going to be a good one. So for Corey Bounty, Mike Herndon on the sideline, and China Power, our statistician, for producer Quentin Howard and director Wade Ford, and our replay guy Charles Martin, I'm Al Wheaton, thanking you for joining us for a dandy we had tonight. Williamson is the 4A region champ. Next week, we're going to check out Theodore and MGM. It's our last ball game of the season. Thanks for watching a special Thursday night edition of the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.